And we are live. Thank you very much for joining us. We are playing Chapter 2, Coming Full Circle, Remains to be Seen is the chapter of this, is the title of this chapter, the chapter of this title. But we have our returning group with us. It is 1932. It is 3 years, not 3 days. Man, I'm going to have a hard time talking today. I can tell already. But you ever got that thick tongue and like nothing is like working for you that day? Today's the day. Yeah.
Oh no.
It is 3 years later, and the group is a little wiser, more experienced after their no problem. Their adventure with the Apcots. They keep their monthly meetings with the Bostable's Corbett Club group, the supernatural group that they're a part of, occult investigations. So they meet almost still monthly. Most of the meetings that they've had in the interim has been more of your mundane, more debunking kind of stuff. They might have come across the actual spook or mythos-based sort of adventure, but nothing too major. Nothing that they couldn't put down relatively easy. But it is October 13th, 1932, and everybody is called again to the Bastable house because she has gotten another letter from North Ashfield.
Wow.
Looks interesting. But before we get to the letter, let's go ahead and go around clockwise and introduce ourselves to remind to the people watching who we are. Start with Dan.
Hey, I'm Dan Kaplan, playing Johnny Logan, a bootlegger, driver, and all-around swell guy. That's Johnny.
He is all-around swell.
That's right.
All right.
I lost my car too. I'm still looking for it. 3 years ago, somebody made off with my sweet baby car, and I'm going to find that car if it kills me.
You know what? It may come back on you. I'm not saying there's GPS trackers and stuff in the 30s, but we'll work something out. I know you got such a high hopes to get the baby back. Meanwhile, you do have a nice Model T Tour that you fixed up and souped up and got a new engine in, and you got rid of the crank start and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a nice ride. It'll do. It's not as good as baby was, but it'll work.
That's right. I don't do my cab driving. That's right.
Still, yeah, with your cab driving. Yeah. Okay, Bill?
I'm playing Angela Bastable. I guess she's sort of an eccentric, wealthy dilettante who speaks with a transatlantic accent.
All right.
Which means drop your R's and get nasal. There we go. I like it.
That's right.
Nice. All right. So, Monica, you want to keep going?
Yes, I was gonna wrap my introduction, but you know what? I decided not to.
Oh.
My name is Father Michael. I am a young 36-year-old now, because it's been 3 years after. I am a local priest. I am very easy on the eyes, and I am a local in this area. Although I am a priest, I also dabble a little bit on the occult, which is something that not a lot of priests are, known for. But yeah, I pretty much have a more open mind compared to a traditional priest. So
yeah, definitely, I like that. Yeah. I'm going back through the characters. And I'm like, yeah. Father Michael is damn good looking, I have to admit. Devilishly handsome. Exactly. All right. Pardon me, Elisa, you want to play start off with Goldie?
Sure. Hi, my name's Elisa, and I'm playing Rhoda Goldie Goldstein. I'm an investigative reporter who has a tendency to stick her nose into much bigger problems than she can possibly handle. including the last adventure.
Yeah. So when we left last adventure, we had all kinds of fun. We had gone basically to. We thought we were going to just basically debunk some spooks, ghosts, and stuff like that at a house that were scaring his family, and they turned out to be real. And not only ghosts, poltergeist, stuff like that, but apparently a disembodied spirit of a wizard who had possessed the form of the local school teacher, and made off with the school teacher and Johnny Logan's car. Most importantly, Johnny Logan's car.
Exactly.
Nearly killing Johnny and Angela in the process. Got real close to getting you, Angela, I believe. I got dangerously close, like within 3 or 4 points, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, it was really close. Yeah.
I was like one more hit, and Angela's gonna be gone.
Actually, yeah, Dan making that luck check is the only thing that saved me, I think.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you fell on top
Thanks,
of
man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah. That fall will get you. Yeah. I looked that up, man, right off the bat. After the game, I was like, man, I did call that the falling damage. I was like, I was right on. Hot dog.
D6.
No look. Yeah. It's actually D10 per 10 feet.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Depending on what you're landing on, if it's like soft ground or something like that, or pavement. I figured you guys were on the roads, kind of like hard dirt road. Soft ground, I think, is like D8, D6, or something like that. But yeah, it's like dirt road. Not going to be kind. It's like I was like, I called it without even looking. No looks. So my GM skills at work. So yeah, it is October 13th, 1932. You are called to the Bastable residence again in pardon me, in beautiful area of we're in Boston, is that correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You have a nice townhouse there, away from your palatial country estate where your family is at. This is your city place. But yeah, you got another letter from North Ashfield. Let me get it up here for us real quick, and we'll.
All right. I'm not going to read this in my accent. October 10th, 1932. Dear Sir, I am an acquaintance of Amelia Apcott, a friend of yours from North Ashfield. She stated that you were of assistance with a problem she was experiencing some years back. I understand you and your associates are capable investigators who may be of service to me now. A few days ago, my husband and 2 of his workers were murdered in the North Ashfield cemetery. The sheriff believes some wandering maniac is responsible and is now concentrating his efforts elsewhere in the county in order to prevent the fiend from escaping. I personally believe that the sheriff is wrong about this case and that no mere man was responsible. Furthermore, I saw some unusual things the night of my husband's murder and believe there is more to this than the public has been led to believe. I don't know if it is relevant, but the sheriff says that my husband is responsible for illegally opening and reusing graves in the cemetery. It seems the evidence against him is firm, but I don't know if this has anything to do with his murder. Please contact me either in person or by telephone as soon as possible. I fear that the killers are still in the North Ashfield area, contrary to what the sheriff says, and I feel that I and my daughter may be targeted next. I'm willing to compensate you for your trouble. Please hurry. Yours, Emily Oakes. And there's an address in North Ashfield, Massachusetts. All right, I pretend Angela read that aloud in her accent because I don't want to do it for the whole letter.
No mere man, huh?
Cemetery.
Cemetery, huh? You've been to that cemetery, so yeah.
Yeah, we went looking for the remains of the that indistinguished gentleman.
Ezekiel.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've got a
remember
few
that.
ideas about what may have happened here.
Oh.
Hmm. Yes, if you recall, the hand grabbed me from the grave. Was it Ezekiel's? I believe.
We got to admit, though, reusing graves, that's just efficient. I mean, my hat's off to you for recycling that way. This is really looking at the future. You probably
Very
said that graveyard
enterprising
for
gentleman.
hundreds of years.
A bit risky, though.
Exactly. A little risky. Very enterprising, but a little risky. Yeah.
I don't understand. What's the risk? They're already dead. What's the problem?
Well,
That's what we thought when we investigated Ezekiel's grave.
It's staying dead that seems to be an issue with these folks, I've noticed.
They can just stay in the ground. That'd be great, right?
I think this sap had the right idea. He just chose the wrong graveyard.
Tell me you're undead without telling me you're undead.
Boy, that guy was really unlucky.
Nice.
Well,
yeah.
Are we going back out? Did they mention anything about a fee?
They did. They said they would compensate people.
Yeah, so I suppose we can give a call. Let's call ahead of time again. Perhaps we'll hear something interesting on the phone and negotiate a fee. Probably a little bit more this time, if possible.
The last time we went out, we had to deal with, gunplay and a possessed teacher. I mean, but if the money's good.
Yeah, $10 a day isn't really going to pay for a car very easily.
Yeah, depression still is, even though your all's jobs are relatively intact, you can still use the money. The money can, you guys are definitely tighter, around the belt than you guys were before in 29. You probably made a few notches in your belt. So to
be honest, I originally just drove Angela around for tax purposes. I got to declare some income somewhere.
Nice.
I mean, $12,000 worth of toting Angela around town. I mean, you need the ride, so you use a ride, right?
Do you keep the meter on when you go to North Ashfield? Is that what it is? You just keep the meter on? 4 hour
Are you saying there's an off switch? I didn't realize.
Flip the meter down. Nice.
Right.
So it is the 13th when it arrives to you, October 13th. That is on a Thursday. So let's say you guys meet together actually on the Friday, the 14th, and decide what to do.
okay.
So it's Friday the 14th. So we'll move up a day for plot reasons. But okay.
Well, what do you all think? I mean, I'm certainly up for yet another wild and crazy adventure, which we can never tell anyone else about because no one would believe us.
Oh yeah, you probably have like that picture that Goldie took framed like up in the Corbett Club house. the actual how the picture actually turned out. Yeah.
Nothing like a family photograph, huh?
Exactly.
Still gives me nightmares. That's what the alcohol's for.
Exactly. Nothing like self-medicating.
And Matt, just FYI, Johnny wants to install a secret switch on his Model T. You can crank it, but if you don't turn the switch on first, it won't go anywhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's
just
a circuit,
after last time, he was traumatized. So
Good idea.
Yeah. Well, I figured if you wanted, you can do an actual key turn the key sort of thing to engage the starter, and then you got a push starter rather than a crank.
There you go with those newfangled keys. I'm a crank man.
All right, it just takes an extra round or two, just tactics wise, okay. But you're the man, it's your car. Not a problem. That is not a problem. We have a person, we have a destination. I guess now it's just the when and how. I guess is what we're discussing now. Yeah, I heard like money and go make a call or something, or
Yeah. I'll hop on the phone. You McCall.
okay, yeah, you got the phone number there, Klondike 53323. I love those old phone numbers with the first two numbers being the letters.
5, yeah.
Yes, that was great. That was great. I mean, it's just that touch, and I mean, they just did it to help them remember the number. So, because there wasn't that many numbers around back then, your phone books were probably about that thick, for the big cities. So yeah. So you ring out, what time of day? We'll say you guys have gotten together for lunch. Like she got the letter the 13th. You guys got together and have like a nice lunch or something on the 14th. You would call like right after that, or
Call after lunch, yeah.
okay. So like, it's not too early, and it's time that somebody, it's not too late. Somebody should be there. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, you ring on the phone. And it rings a couple times. You have to make a couple connections to Greenfield and then to North Ashfield. And you get the phone to actually ring. And a lady picks up. She goes, Oaks Funeral Home. How can I help you?
Hello. Is Emily there?
Speaking.
Oh, Emily. This is Angela Bastable. You sent me a letter. I just got it the other day.
Yes.
Yes. So my friends and I are interested in your proposition. We'd like to discuss it a bit further.
Sure. Anything I can do to help? Absolutely.
Well, first of all, some of the details. I'm sorry to hear about your husband there. But if you don't mind my asking, how did it happen?
Apparently, they were attacked. Are you talking about how he passed?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They were attacked when they were working in the workshop up on the hill.
Actually, I'm going to think back a little bit. Up on the hill, that's I think.
Yeah, and if you remember going to the cemetery from 3 years back, there was there was the funeral home down at the bottom of the hill when you first drove in, and like the whole cemetery is up on a hill. You can envision like this huge big scenic picture of all these tombstones and stuff going up a hill, and like at the top of the hill was like a little cottage shack kind of workshop kind of area with like a big set of doors that you can drive a tractor or something in.
Okay.
Kind of like a garage / workshop kind of a deal.
On the hill, I do recall I've been to that cemetery before.
Oh, you've been. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, Apcott said you were a great deal of help to them.
Yes, I tell me, was that by any chance by a grave with a cage over it? I remember that one.
No, that's further back, I believe.
Okay.
That grave. I know the one you're talking about. It's one of the very few ones. I think it's the only one we have like that. But
yes.
Yeah,
sticks out in my memory for some reason.
Exactly, that's further back on the hill. Yeah, that grave. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes. Sorry to hear about that, but yes, my friends and I would like to come up and pay you a visit, and see if we can help out.
Absolutely. Of course, I'd compensate you for any trouble.
Oh, well, how much are we looking at in terms of compensation?
Nice. Let's see. What is that? What is the role am I looking for? Persuade or charm or?
Persuasion, I guess.
Whatever.
It's gotta be worth the bar tab and therapy bills afterwards.
It's got to be, right? It's gotta make it worth their while.
34 out of 43 persuade.
That's not bad. She goes, I could pay each of you. As how many are there? 4? So I could.
Yes, 4 of us.
I could pay each of you 25 to start. When you get here, and then if you're able to find out what's going on, who attacked my husband, and help get them stopped. I could go as high as 200 total at the end.
Okay.
That's a lot of money back then. Yeah.
Sounds fair. I just I motioned to Johnny like yes. That sounds fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice weekend for you. So yeah, that's a nice weekend out in town for you. That's like a month's pay for most of these people. So yeah, yeah, easy.
All right then. What's a good time for us to head up there? How's tomorrow?
Tomorrow would be fine.
All right. I'd imagine time is of the essence, so we should probably be there by about noon or so.
Yes. Should I tell Sheriff Taggart that you'll be coming?
Perhaps. Would it be a benefit for him to know, or do you think
I
maybe
don't know.
we should do...
He has started some of the investigation up at the woodshed, the workshop. So I just didn't know. They don't know criminal procedure back then. So she doesn't know. She's asking you. What do you think? Should I tell Sheriff Taggart?
I'd say we could keep this amongst ourselves for the time being, and then perhaps if we, depending on the course that this investigation takes, perhaps that you don't want the sheriff knowing that we're looking for something that he doesn't suspect. Perhaps. Let's say.
Very well. Outstanding. So I should look for you tomorrow. You know what time? In the morning, afternoon?
About noon or so, let's say.
Noonish? Okay, I'll be looking for you then. Excellent. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And then there's the click, and there's no weird voices at the end, so you're like...
I wait a few seconds to make sure.
you're like... and you finally hear the operators like, the call's finished.
And harder. Critical success on listen.
Yeah, like I said, all you hear on the other end is the operators like, the call is finished, man.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
All right then. Click.
Wow, and don't tell the sheriff. But I underestimated you. You're one crafty dame. You know what? $200. I'm gonna go tonight and I'm gonna install a starter on my car. Just because.
I got a feeling.
And Johnny will excuse himself and runs out to the maintenance place and gets a starter installed for that night. $200.
You can get a good down payment on a garage with $200. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to split it. It's not $200 everybody. You guys got to split it together.
I'll be back here at 7 a.m. with bells on.
Nice. So it's like 20.
Car ready.
Yeah, it's like 25 for everybody to start, and then I guess everybody gets like 50 when the job's done.
Okay.
So that's still pretty good, for a few days' work. You open some few days.
Oh yeah, Johnny's happy. I'm a little worried though. I mean, last time I only got paid $5 and almost died. They paid me $50. I mean, my God, I might get killed 10 times now.
Nice. Nice. All right. So, are we doing any investigation before we leave Boston? Specifically, did we lose Goldie?
No, she's coming back.
I think she's got cat problems.
I love
someone came to her door.
Oh,
there you go.
What's a cat?
There we go. Yeah, looking specifically for like if Goldie's doing any newspaper research or anything, because it is just the middle of the day. There's some research that can be made before you leave Boston.
Yeah, perhaps we check out that funeral home, see if we've heard anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awfully suspicious about going back to that cemetery.
It is a little creepy, right? Since you nearly got yanked into it, you almost became a permanent resident. That cage wasn't there, you would have been. That good thing they had the cage, right? Yeah.
I almost lost my favorite crowbar. I mean, that would be nice. The risks we take for this job are just incredible.
little scary that you have a favorite crowbar, but we're going to segue right past that.
Except, I'm sorry. It was my favorite tire iron. Sorry.
That's not better.
Johnny thinks it's better, but okay.
Okay, so Goldie, we were talking about it. We have, it's the middle of the day on Thursday. We're planning on leaving, I guess, first thing in the morning. Is there any investigation you guys want to do? This would have made the news. Them being murdered and stuff. I don't know if you're muted or I'm just not hearing anything.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm listening.
Okay.
So I would yes, I absolutely positively would want to look up the case. I'm sure there was press coverage, given that it sounds like the incredibly graphic nature, I suspect, of what happened.
Yeah.
Based off the very loose description in here, I'm sure it made headlines somewhere. So I would trot down to the paper and see if perhaps I could look something up.
Gotcha. So this would probably, since we're in Boston, we'll be at the Globe. In that intervening time, would you have come down to Boston and work for the Globe, or are you still with the advertiser?
If my face is still welcome in Boston, I'd probably stick around Boston.
You probably can weasel your way back in. Enough time has passed that you can,
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not going back if there's still heat with that, incident.
Yeah.
But if I can actually get down there, I absolutely would go for a bigger fish to get some data.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can even write under a different name or something like that. They don't, the publisher doesn't care.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to the Globe, and it is the afternoon, so we haven't hit the night shift yet. Is everybody going?
You're welcome.
Yeah, I would like to go.
Yeah, like we did last time. Johnny's driving, I take it.
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
Yeah. So you go to the offices of the Boston Globe, and it's much more busier than it was the last time. You remember from the Epcot adventure, because it was night when you guys were there last time. So it's a lot more busy. People hustling and bustling and shuffling papers here and there and everywhere, and screaming for copy boys and all that good stuff, all that fun stuff that makes those 30s movies fantastic. Because the newspapers rocked the world back then. They were it. So
go find Morty.
Exactly. Go find Morty. Thank you. You're looking for Morty. Morty's probably just starting his shift by the time you guys getting there, and he's taking all the information from Robbie Robertson, taking all the information from the day publisher, and getting that all down, and getting ready to work on the paper, the evening paper. You're seeing them all around you, but you do spot Morty pretty quick, Goldie.
Flag him down.
Yeah.
Hey, Morty, how are you?
Oh, hey, Goldie. Doing well. Staying busy as always. They got you writing anything right now?
I've actually got a little bit of a lead on something that could make some really interesting stories.
Oh yeah.
Being sent off to Ashfield again, North Ashfield, I believe. There was apparently a pretty gruesome murder out that way. 3 people.
Oh yeah. That was earlier this week, last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we read anything about it?
We sure did. So let me go back over here, and he goes through the last week's papers that are still on the stack, and he is able to dig up something on the 8th, the 10th, and the 11th. And I'm just going to throw all 3 copies up on the screen.
Perfect.
And he'll just clip them all out, and they'll be there. Again, apologize for the copy. If you guys want to take turns reading them, if you can. Goldie, you want to start with the first one?
Sure can. 3 dead in North Ashfield. Killer still at large. Early this morning, the bodies of 3 men were cottage at the North Ashfield Cemetery. Dead are the cemetery's owner, 50-year-old Robert Oakes, and two of his workers, Silas Weems, age 79, and Stephen Gilmont, age 25. Oh, shame. The murders occurred overnight, and the method and reason behind this are still unknown. According to Sheriff Bill Taggart of the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, the three men were killed by a maniac who was probably wielding either a hatchet or a large carving knife. The scene is reported to be extremely gruesome, with the victims apparently being dismembered by the fiend in a frenzy of death and mayhem. The bodies have been turned over to Franklin County Coroner, and Sheriff Taggart has vowed to bring in the killer. North Ashfield is a small town in rural Franklin County. It is not an area known for violent crime. Well, sure, all right. And the graphic murders has shocked the community. Neighbors report Robert Oakes, owner of the cemetery, as well as a nearby funeral home, to be new to the area. All right. Having moved there with his wife Emily and daughter Ellen to North Ashfield only 6 months ago or so. The two workers were both caretakers and were local men. The Globe will continue to follow the tragic story as it develops.
Okay. Father Michael, you want to take the second one?
Sure. Murder investigation expands. Sorry, hang on just 1 second. I have big eyes, but these are very small letters.
I know. I put on the. You can put on full screen. That might help.
Okay. Let's see here. And it says here, Sheriff calls for civilian volunteers. In the wake of the October 7 murders of Robert Oakes, Silas Weems, and Stephen Gilmont, Sheriff Bill Taggart of the Franklin County Sheriff's Department followed up on his pledge to make catching the killer a maximum priority. Civilian volunteers are being deputized in order to carry out county-wide manhunt. Sheriff Taggart believes the killer is a wandering hobo. Or tramp, and is concentrating men at train stations and major road intersections. Roads and rail lines are being patrolled by deputies and volunteers in automobiles and on horseback, and the sheriff is confident the case will be wrapped up soon. Already, many people have called in to the sheriff's department, but so far, little relevant information seems to have been received. Sheriff Taggart urges anyone with the pertinent information on this case to telephone Franklin County Sheriff's Department.
Excellent.
Yeah, you know what that's code for? Perfectly willing to arrest the wrong guy.
Exactly.
Hey. The guy's after the hobo. He's on the right track, right?
It's obvious.
You got to the hobo first. Then you call anybody else.
It was not hobos last time. It's probably not hobos this time. I'm just going to put it out there.
It was a freak. I mean, come on. How many times are places haunted? I mean, come on. Usually it's hobos.
But so Johnny Logan, if you want to get on to the third article.
Sure. Scandal rocks Franklin County. Sheriff announces grave tampering. The case of the murder of Robert Oakes and his workers at the North Ashfield Cemetery took a strange twist today. Sheriff Bill Taggart announced to reporters in Greenfield that records collected at and near the scene of the crime indicate that up to 24 graves were illegally tampered with by cemetery personnel. The motives for this appear to be financial. Sheriff Taggart did not provide specific details. Why should he? Since the murder, the investigation is still in progress. However, he did state that he believed old graves were being disinterred and sold to new clients. How ingenious that is! Wow, it's recycling. I'm telling you, it's fabulous. But forgive me, it's sold to new clients. The contents of the graves were allegedly taken to the crematorium in the nearby funeral home and disposed of there. This activity was apparently confined to the old section of the cemetery, isolated from the rest of the trees. That's interesting detail. Sheriff Taggart refused to indicate whether families of those whose graves were violated are now suspects in the murder investigation. Well, I mean, the guy was trying to be discreet, right? He picked the graves that were older and on the far side of the trees, out of the way where no one could see them. And then he used a crematorium. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, but there's a lot of history with those old graves. A lot of family pride, a lot of I don't know, shady business.
Small town. You know?
A lot of ghosts that'll reach out and try to pull you into the grave too.
That kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You realize how many haunted graves this guy probably cleared out for us? I mean, I owe him a bit of gratitude.
Probably at least one.
We hope at least one.
Right.
Can we start with that one?
Was it Silas's name? Was old Silas's grave or whatever his name was? Was it behind some trees up there? Or is that the same area?
Ezekiel's, yeah, it was in that same area. Well, there is like the Epcot plot, Ezekiel's, but he would be in the old area. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe.
Well, can I ask, Angela, if you have a ghost person locked in a grave for a couple hundred years, does that affect the soil? I mean, does it get into the trees and the grass, or is it more isolated to just that spirit?
Sounds more like a philosophical question for Father Michael.
Father Michael, yeah.
Ooh, good question, Father.
Make out a cult roll, Father Michael.
All right, here we go.
Are you trying to suggest that evil is like fertilizer? Like that you can,
that's ingenious.
but it's evil instead of like actually nutrients.
I rolled a 40.
That must be where Brussels sprouts come from.
You're not wrong.
They are diabolical, right? They are the work of Satan.
My page is not loading. Hang on just 1 second, okay?
Sure.
All right. I did not make it because I rolled a 40 over a 20.
Okay. I thought your occult was higher than that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 25 is my occult.
It should be plus 20 to whatever's on the character sheet, though. So remember that.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so did I make it then?
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So yeah, you would think it would just be isolated to the person. I mean, I guess in extreme instances it could corrupt the ground around it. But you got a feeling that it was, since the spirit is gone, and has been gone, you're not sure how it could affect. You're not really sure how it would go with anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You're kind of scratching your head going, I don't know.
So I guess that soil is not very valuable then. Okay. Thank you.
That's what we're dealing with.
Donnie puts his spade and shovel away. He's not as creepy.
There we go. Might get some money out of the scrap iron, but yeah.
I know. I had the size made up. Seance soil. It was going to be perfect.
Seance.
Too bad.
Mix some in with the liquor. Make it really spirits. So make it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Spiritual spirits. Nice. Make you go blind and get possessed all at the same time.
A twofer, great. Two good things happening to you right at once. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the kind of trouble you really want to invite.
That's what I want. My wood grain alcohol. Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The wood grain alcohol doesn't take your liver out. The evil will. So.
Exactly. So while you're there, you're going through those clippings and reading the clippings. Morty, he comes by and goes, he's like, you dealing with that North Ashfield stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misheard you. Yeah, no, we were there before, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some people missing. We found out there these past couple days.
Missing in addition to the murders?
Yes, maybe talk to the editor to letting you take a trip up there and see what's going on. Maybe get a story out of it.
Yeah, I'd certainly. Who's the editor handling it?
The editor is, I'm just going to go really bad, Jameson.
Right?
Jerry Jameson.
Sounds like a reasonable guy. I'll pay him a visit.
Jerry Jeremiah Jameson.
Oh, I thought you Kaiser Sose that off of like a bottle in your room.
I like that verb, Kaiser Sozade.
Yeah.
That is a good verb, right? So yeah, you can talk to the editor about it because we got a couple articles about the missing people here this past week, and he gives you the articles here. So some more to read. Give me just a second.
Hey, Goldie, while you're at it, ask him about hobo activity in the area.
Oh, God.
Hobos.
I will certainly take that suggestion under consideration, Johnny.
Also, Goldie, ask him if you get paid for this gig, right?
Well, I know I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
I deliver something.
Don't mention the other commission.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Goldie, if you want to start the first one there, this happened actually just this past Monday.
All right. Give me 1 second to make this a little larger on my screen. There we go. Give it a second to render.
Mm-hmm. This is as best as it can. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Let me see.
It's amazing how blurry these newspapers are.
I know, that faded newsprint. It's just been a week, right? It hasn't even been a full week yet.
Okay, let me try. Let's see. Let me try this a different way. Sorry, folks. It's just.
No.
Yeah,
It's a horrifically bad copy.
Yeah, this one's a little extra blurry.
Yeah, it is. I'll be glad to read it.
Much print that day on the newspaper.
Somebody needs to talk to the inker.
Today, Rebecca Gray, wife of Donald Gray, okay, a North Ashfield farmer, reported to the Franklin County Sheriff that her husband had been missing since last night. According to Mrs. Gray, she had seen her husband, let's see, strap to check. Oh gosh, it gets a little bad there.
No problem. I can read it.
When he stopped outside to check on some livestock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny makes his read roll for the first time.
Got it.
There's the rest of it. Sheriff Taggart was hesitant to connect this case with the killing of Robert Oakes and his 2 workers on the evening of October 7. He stated that Mr. Gray was not one of the deputized civilian volunteers, and no bodies had turned up anywhere in the county. Donald Gray had lived near North Ashfield his entire life, according to his neighbors. He was born and raised on the Gray farm and inherited the land upon the death of his father in 1923. He is described as a warm, jovial man with many friends, and no enemies. Mrs. Gray could not be reached for comment. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact the Franklin County Sheriff immediately. Donald Gray is age 51, 5'10", inches tall, 200 to 210 pounds, with curly black hair streaked with gray. He was last seen wearing coveralls, work boots, and a flannel shirt. There we go. The magic of Zoom.
Nice. And to save everybody eye strain, I will read the last one. So Wednesday, October 12th. This is on the second page of the Globe. Second disappearance in North Ashfield. Authorities are baffled. Yesterday evening, Hugh Donovan, father of 17-year-old Myra Donovan, reported his daughter was missing to the Franklin County Sheriff. She was last seen in the evening before by her parents and was supposed to be retiring for the evening. Miss Donovan is the second person to go missing in Franklin County in recent days. While the Donovan family declined to comment, neighbors described Miss Donovan as being a pretty young woman with a quiet demeanor. Sheriff Taggart admits that this case is baffling since there's no known reason for her to leave the area of her own accord. Whether this case is connected to the disappearance of Donald Gray a few days ago or to the murders of October 7th is not yet known. Sheriff Taggart asked for anyone with relevant information to this or the other cases to contact Franklin County Sheriff's Department immediately. Miss Donovan is 5'4" tall, 105 pounds, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a fair complexion, and a slight build. She was last seen wearing a plaid skirt and white blouse. The disappearance of Myra Donovan is the latest in a recent string of mysteries to plague North Ashfield. This is unprecedented for the small, sleepy community and many residents are becoming worried or agitated over the matter. So a lot's happening in North Ashfield over the past week. A lot for a small little town. You guys know North Ashfield is like, what did we say? There was maybe 200 people in the town last time you guys were there?
So 2 disappearances and 3 murders in record time.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah. If Johnny has a map, road map of the area, can he look up like some of these places and just draw lines around them and see if they geographically, like, maybe line up some way or have a certain circumference on the map around a certain area?
We can throw together a map of North Ashfield here real quick. Give me just a minute to get one going. Give me just a moment. While I'm doing that, you guys discuss amongst yourselves any ideas or anything like that?
It's interesting. It's all been happening in early October this time. Last time it was mid-April, I believe, around the time Ezekiel was buried.
Okay.
Oh yeah, was it the phases of the moon that were involved before? Or?
I don't know if that was it. There definitely was.
Remember, it was 200 years from the time that Ezekiel had died when that hit.
Late April, yes. So around April 30th, right? 1856 was the first.
So when does this all take place?
This is all taking place early October of 32.
Yeah. It does appear, though, that the date of the murders happened first and then these people went missing shortly thereafter. So I do wonder if they are.
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, someone was at the door. I don't know if they took a package off the door or what.
Are you all right?
I will go investigate. Go ahead, hon. I'll be right back.
Yeah, could you take a look? The guy took like a pink package off of our mailbox or something. It's weird.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. No, it's fine.
No worries.
This.
Yeah,
It's
not having craziness happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Porch pirates are a thing, so
They are.
Oh.
This is what we're living in right now, guys. This is the reality of
that.
Oh my God.
I mean, not even that. It's just freaking the mail service anymore. It's like a crapshoot whether it actually gets there when you mail something. You just cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Well, we got them in the recording, so
we got something.
Okay.
hello, Kitty.
Right. Angela, you look so different.
Beautifully framed.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, sweetie.
She's like, "Oh my God, what is happening? Where is Dad?" The look on his
Say
face.
something.
Like, priceless. Oh my God.
Nice.
All right, Bill's going back. It might have been just somebody like dropping.
For 30 seconds, I'll be right back. I apologize.
Yeah, take your time. I'm doctoring a map so you can't see certain things.
Oh.
Bill is now a cat.
Should have done already. As I do a really quick and dirty doctoring of a map.
All right, he's back.
That totally shows the X marks the spot kind of deal.
Gotcha. I do have old maps here from previous adventure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some decent notes here. All right.
Your cat kept occupied while you were gone. Just FYI. Just staring into the camera.
It
Not
was really
surprised.
funny. I got a picture of it.
All right. So I think I'm getting this together now.
Someone's calling?
Is that somebody's phone? That might be Johnny's phone.
It's not I.
Not me.
That might be
Normally, if it's a call for me, it's a call for Bill also.
All right. So to kind of lie some things out here, it started at North Ashfield,
All right.
which we'll highlight here in red pen. So it started here, North Ashfield, the cemetery. That's the actual. This is the actual funeral home. This is like the workshop area and like a caretaker's cottage area there to the left of it. So let me look back to my original here. So the first one took place at the, was it the Donovans? Let me read back through my information here again. Donald Gray and then Donovan. Okay. So we look back at our map here. Like doing a whole Dora the Explorer thing. Just use the map. Indeed. So it was the Grays, then the Donovans. I'm having the worst time figuring out where's what. Okay, so yeah, on the map, the Grays would have been not too far from the funeral home. Probably would have been this house down here on Ashfield Road.
Mhm.
And then the Donovans, if I'm looking at it right, let me double check before I throw us off here. The Donovans are actually kind of, if I needed to mark it on the spot, it's actually kind of sort of in where this area is. It's kind of like a legend that I need to hide, but would actually have been in like, if it's actually like something in this area.
Mm.
If that's, if we're looking at the map as a whole, that's
All
where
right.
I blocked out as more of a legend than part of the map.
Yes.
Gotcha.
If there were more map underneath plot point land, it would be there. Got it.
Yeah.
It's strange. I don't remember blacking out this part of the map, but clearly, clearly I
Apparently,
did.
apparently you spilled your coffee or something, screwed up the map. Good job.
Well, I'm sure you had your reasons.
I've blacked out before, but never in writing.
Nice.
You know, we all did strange things. After last, we went to North Ashfield, For a while there, I was crying every time I saw a tree. I'm sure you had to notice it.
Don't say no more. What happens in North Ashfield stays in North Ashfield.
Did it, though? Did it?
Really? Did it really?
Did it? Did it?
Yeah, those broken bones I had didn't stay there, but anyway.
Nightmares didn't stay. I will remember those blue bloated feet forever.
We know what baby sure as hell didn't stay. Baby's gone. The car's gone.
No.
I mean,
You
don't get me
guys-
wrong. It would have been a nice thought if everything that happened stayed in Ashfield.
I don't remember the water god coming to Boston. I mean, it seems like it stays pretty local to there. So you think that water god was involved in like this thing? I mean,
Oh, I hope not. I really don't want to meet whatever that thing is.
We'll determine over the intervening time you guys have stayed somewhat in contact with the Epcots, most likely the kids, specifically the boy. That I'm blanking out on his name right now. Good God.
Yeah.
Completely blanking out on his name.
What is it?
Julian.
Julian.
Julian definitely would have kept contact with Goldie, if not Father Michael and Angela. Trying to get stories published in Weird Tales and stuff like that. He did get his story that he wrote about y'all's incident published in Weird Tales. We'll say that much. And he got paid a whopping $20 for it. So but it was his first published work. That's serious money back then, right?
Yeah.
Back when what they were paying, a penny per word. So yeah, it was a long story. He was the abridged version, the unabridged version.
No, absolutely. Good job, young man. You got actually paid for something you wrote. That's so fun.
Not only that, but he got Weird Tales to actually pay him for it, not just publish it. So yeah, he's all excited about it. He's still reading on his history and practicing his writing and stuff like that, and sending samples of to Goldie and stuff like that to read. And so you're able to keep up with them, through that. Maddie would be just about getting ready to go to high school at this time.
Wow.
Yeah, she would be 11, so I guess middle school, high school time. Yeah, I'm not sure what the grade progression was back in 1932. But yeah, she'll be looking at going to high school soon. So yeah, Julian's probably getting ready to graduate anytime. So yeah, you kept in touch with them, so that's cool.
The kids,
they're good kids.
Yeah, well, they're not so kid-like anymore, I guess.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, they're still good kids. So yeah. So anything else you want to look into or grab or equipment? Are we gearing up? What are we doing?
Definitely bringing that knife.
This. I mean, it seems like they were dismembered with a hatchet or a large carving knife. I mean, if you're going to dismember bodies, right, there's better tools than that. It sounds like it's more a spontaneous thing.
And they were in a workshop, right? Right.
Right.
Well, they did heavily use the word maniac, so there's that.
Only a maniac would do something like this, Hobo.
Maniac, hobo, 2 words you never want to see together in a sentence. It's not good. Well,
pretty sure
remember,
it's a midnight movie I've seen, Maniac Hobo or Maniac Cop or something
That's
like
right.
that.
You got grabbed by that thing in the grave, right? I mean, is it possible that something in the graveyard, like, jumped into one of these fellas and started grabbing, like, tools off the side of the wall and just started going at it?
I guess that's one theory. We can certainly, well, I don't know about that. It just seems a little random. This whole thing.
It does. I mean, and hobos are random, if anything. I mean,
They're totally random.
You're not letting go of the hobo. We're going to have to use a tire iron to pry you from the hobo theory away, aren't we?
Look, it's got to be something undead or a hobo or an undead hobo.
I'm only going to be encouraging this as we go further on.
I respect the fact that you are very invested in this hobo theory. I'm just saying, we might want to consider other non-hobo motivated possibilities.
Well, that's why I was talking about, like, spirits, like, ghosts and such. In the last 3 years I've been studying, I now know a little bit about the occult these days, and hobos. So if it turns out to be sort of occult hobo thing, then I'm definitely going to be helpful this time. But you guys don't have any ideas? I mean, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, what's the financial gain? Why would they kill each other with carving knives for financial gain? I don't understand.
This undead hobo idea doesn't sound that bad.
I mean, don't know if it's got to eat, you know.
Why are you taking his side?
You're not helping, Angela. You're totally not helping.
I mean, whatever we find is probably going to be undead. Could be a hobo.
Could be.
It could just be some sick soul who has completely derailed themselves and is now stalking North Ashfield because basically they don't lock their doors at night. I mean, they're easy.
Yeah, make me your cult rolls again, people.
Oh,
Everybody could.
I got a 17, which still isn't good enough, I don't think.
I think you got it.
Fail here.
Let's see.
That's like you got it. You've been fed. I know you've been fed.
Oh my gosh.
That's a preemptive. I know you've been fed.
So I barely made it. Barely.
Okay. So kind of like WandaVision, the first haunting was like a slow burn. I'm not letting that go, man. So, you know how it kind of just started with some stuff getting thrown around and then the kid's bed getting moved and then boom, all of a sudden a possession, you know?
Yeah.
So some physical manifestations and the possession. This like all just happened, you know, boom, you know, at the warehouse. I mean, at the work, you know, at the shed. There's been no manifestations or anything like that happening to kind of lead up, or at least you don't know of any. It just boom, you know, 3 people dead in the woodshed, and now people are missing. You know. So it's definitely doesn't strike you as like the whole ghost kind of thing,
right?
You know, how that again slow burn kind of a deal.
Okay.
And who are the missing people again?
The missing people is a farmer and another farmer's daughter. So we got all kinds of really bad jokes happening today. But yeah. So yeah, a farmer, Mr. Gray, a farmer, and then Myra Donovan, another farmer's daughter. Yeah.
It definitely sounds like hobos.
Totally sounds like hobos.
All right.
I mean, they're missing. Like nobody. There's no trace of them.
Will you stop with the hobos?
maybe they indoctrinated them into their hobo cult.
I challenge you.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's hobos.
Even Father Michael's like, you know.
Hobos are like potato chips. You can't stop with just one. I mean, come on. All of them. But okay. I guess we're still a newspaper, correct? Or have we left the newspaper at this point?
I'm sure you guys are probably on the way back. This
is going to become like the lupus of the party, I want to say. It's not lupus! Except for the time it was.
Instead of Ghostbusters. Instead of Ghostbusters, it's Hobo-busters.
Yeah.
Goldie. When are you becoming an anti-hoboite? I mean, I don't understand.
You know,
but, all right.
Goldie's
Fair
going
enough.
paycheck to paycheck. She's one paycheck away from being hobo. So one bad story, she's on the street.
It's been like 3 years between these two adventures. We probably have done a few other adventures in those 3 years where it has been hobos. So
exactly. So.
More than likely, 1 out of 5.
God, I've got so much editing, dude. But anyway.
all right, back to the adventure.
So let's get this game back on track. Anything else I think we'd be doing is going to be supposition. You got this information you're armed with.
Yeah. I grabbed my camera. I grabbed supplies, a little bit of alcohol.
You got your 32.
Yeah.
What about
I assume I have ammo. And rounds to spare.
Box ammo.
The last time, I didn't think I needed my gun, but I did. And now there's actually people who are dying, like actually dead and missing, and possibly dead in a ditch. So.
Actual physical attacks. So you're like something you can shoot, probably, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
So come across super hobos and bullets bounce off. Father Michael, we bring in anything else than your mint julep bottle and my
occult
books and the Word of God, right?
Yep.
There you go.
And my lime liqueur.
Exactly. And your faith in the Lord. There you go. Angela, what are you bringing?
Some extra booze, of course. My pipe and the Corbett dagger.
The Corbett dagger?
Which I have gotten better with. Yes.
Gotcha. You spent some points in learning how to fight with a dagger.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I got my brawl up.
Magic dagger is always awesome, unless it's cursed magic dagger, and then it's not so good.
Yeah, well, then again, I never really hit with it last time. All right.
You noticed?
I'm still pretty good at fighting, so.
There you go. Good. Johnny, other than Baby Junior, what are we bringing?
Johnny will bring his balaclava, his pistol, and a shotgun, some extra shell. I'll also make sure that I have my toolkit and my anti-tire tax, just in case someone's chasing us. I keep them in the car, and I'll also keep an extra 5-gallon tank of gasoline in the back of the car if there's room.
And jerry can, yeah.
Jerry can.
Yeah, there you go. Not a problem. So this is the tire trap. Is this like something you stretch across the road to flatten tires? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it was apparently it was on my sheet from the very beginning. So as I understand, it's probably what it is I have a group. I think I have a large box of anti-tire tacks with 2 uses. It says. I think what I do is I pour them out the back of my window if I'm being chased to stop the coppers from catching up to me while I'm doing my taxi cab work.
That's what I was going to ask. Somebody may not like the customers that you're taking around. So yeah.
What a guy has to do these days just for a fare. I mean,
got to make a couple bucks. It's hard times. We're in the grips of the Great Depression. Absolutely. Hard times.
But that's how it was written on the sheet already. Just FYI. 2 uses.
Nice. All right. So we're going to leave first thing in the morning. Everybody's getting a good night's rest. All that
After I install the starter, absolutely.
After you get a starter. Get a starter installed, spend a little bit of time that evening. It's not a hard job. Wire that in. You're a good man. You know your stuff. Only make your roll.
All right,
we'll consider you're taking 20 on that roll, and getting that done. So you're getting that done, and then in the morning, everybody gets a good breakfast. Get on the road. You're familiar with the road. So it's not a whole lot has changed. Most of it's still dirt roads. Driving up and down on bumpy country lanes. Getting out of the way of wagons and stuff like that. Still a lot of horse-drawn wagons and stuff back then. So you're, especially in the more rural areas, getting around tractors and that kind of a deal. But no, you finally arrive in North Ashfield. So we keep the map up here for intents purposes. And you are coming in from like the south end. So the first place you would hit would be like those areas. The Donovan Farm, the Gray Farm, the North Ashfield Cemetery. Because we're not actually going through Greenfield yet. Make me a
this
luck
might
roll.
be good. We're coming straight in from the south end of town. The sheriff will never even know we're here. We got at least a good hour.
Getting ready to ask for. I need a group luck roll. Who's got the lowest luck?
Mine's like 70.
Luck? I got 40.
Sounds like Johnny.
72.
Don't forget to advance your characters
44.
from last time. I hope you guys have done that.
Mhm.
Sounds like the 40 has it.
Any skill points?
Yeah, you guys got like 20 skill points to put in anything you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got like 10 luck points.
Oh, we get
And
10
then-
luck points? Okay.
Yeah, we got like 10 luck points.
Oh, okay.
And,
But I'm 50. Sorry.
We gained like what? Was it 10 sanity? What did I give? Like 10 sanity last time? I know I did it in the chat. Everybody gave some sanity back for getting rid of the ghosts. So good job on that. So you're probably swinging a 50 luck right now. If your luck is 40 or below, add 2d10. So actually, you can add 20. If it's over 40, add 1d10. What else did I give to you guys? Oh, 2d6 sanity. So you take the mid, you take 6, or roll it, your choice. And then 20 points to any skills that you would have liked. But yeah, if 50 is the lowest luck we got, go ahead and roll it for me there, Johnny.
9. So
9.
Critical success.
Excellent. So you do pass by on the south end of town, just as you're coming into town towards Ashfield Road. You do pass by what looks like some sort of lawman, not one that you recognize from last time, but it's like a uniformed officer. It looks like it's a county guy, Franklin County deputy or something like that. He is on horseback, like on the side of the road, just kind of looking along the ditches and stuff. And he sees you guys going by in the car, and he tips his hat at you all as you all are driving by.
I say, don't worry about this. I know how to drive, so I look like I belong here. And so
Exactly.
I purposely drive as if I belong here.
Drive casual.
That's right. Drive casual.
Nice. All right. But yeah, he tips your hat in his car as you're going by. Because, a few hobos drive cars. So doesn't suspect you right away.
Goodness.
So
Yeah.
where are we going? Do we want to go to the Gray Farm or the Donovan Farm, or do we want to go straight to the cemetery? We told Miss Oaks we would be here noonish. It is towards noonish.
I'd like to check in with Miss Oaks first, depending on what the party wants to do, but I kind of feel like that might be priority.
Yeah, so let's check in with her. Perhaps if we can drive past Ezekiel's grave and take a quick look. I'm awfully curious as to what's going on there.
Oh, I would hate to go visiting there again, but I think you're right.
So you want to go there first before we go to the funeral home?
If it's on the way.
You have to go through the gated area there. You see how it's kind of gated?
Oh, okay, all right. And then I can't quite see it. But yeah, all right.
Yeah. There's like a little.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a fenced-in area, and there's like a little gate right here.
All right, we'll stop at the funeral home first, talk to them. And,
Yeah, marked H. Gotcha. So you go there, and it's just like a ranch-style house, but it does have like one large parlor area, which actually it's a 2-story house, not a ranch. Though downstairs is mostly for business. You see they got like big double doors in the front, to bring caskets through and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice. It's a lot more modern than the Apcott house. There's been some work done in this place. It's been refurbished over the years. So yeah, it's a lot more modern. So yeah, you get to there, and there is like a set of double doors there when you first come up to the house. Who's knocking on the door?
I'll knock.
Okay. All right. So you knock on the door, and a Miss Oakes. You assume she's Mrs. Oakes. Opens the door, and she looks at you, and she thinks for a second. And she says, "Miss Bastable."
Yes, that's me. Ms. Oakes, I take it.
Yes. She's sort of a gray-haired lady, kind of somber. Of course, she just lost her husband, so she's had better days. She's answering the door. So yeah, she's in morning clothes and that kind of stuff, wearing dark clothes. And she answers the door, and she goes, please come on in. She opens the door for all of you.
We are so sorry for your loss.
Yes,
Thank you.
My condolences.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So she says, let's go to the.
I put out my pipe before entering. Like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, tap it out on your shoe. That's classy. That's classy. There we go. That's nice. So yeah, you come into like a big central hall kind of area, which is common. You see that a lot in a lot of funeral parlors. So yeah, you guys go to like this main hall first. Guys go into here, and then there is like a study, and then they take you through a very small study, and then to like a parlor, and that's a place where you can kind of sit and talk. And there's some comfortable couches and chairs all around. This is mostly for company and for customers and stuff like that. But it'll work for right now. So you guys, it's definitely got enough chairs for everybody to sit down and stuff like that. And she recommends everybody to have a seat.
I'll do so.
I will take a seat.
Are there snacks, or is it just seating?
She'll bring out a tray of, let's say, Cokes and finger sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you coming. Make me a listen roll as we are in the parlor talking.
Ooh.
0.
That is actually going to be an extreme success for me.
Regular success.
Excellent.
Hard success for me.
Okay. So you're hearing like on the floor above, you're walking into a 2-story home, but you're hearing like on the floor above, like like somebody's kind of like fast walking or slow running up and down on the second floor. And the first thing you guys think is like, is it one of the ghosts? What's it, what we do? Damn it!
It's gonna check for tracks in the dust.
So I will flat out address it with her and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was this a bad time? Do you have company?" And
no. She goes, "That's my daughter. Yes, I'm sorry. That is my daughter Ellen." And she goes, "Give me just a moment." And she shouts upstairs. She goes, "Ellen, please stay in your room. Play with your toys. I've got company right now." And you hear upstairs. She goes, "Okay, mommy." And it sounds like a young child's voice, not too dissimilar from Maddie. Sounds like about the same age you remember her, about 8 or so.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a young child. And she goes, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that."
So it's quite all right. We just
not a problem. I just thought we'd talk amongst ourselves, not since I know we'd probably have to talk about some rather unpleasant things. And she sits down.
Yeah.
So she sits down. She goes, "Yes. Where should we start?"
Well, can you tell us about the night? As I understand that you've probably told the police this, and if you don't want to retell the story in detail, I understand, but any clues you can give us to finding this person, this monster who did this, would be much appreciated.
Mm-hmm. She goes, well, I mean, all I really know is that Robert had went up to the work shed to work with the gentleman, our workers, Silas and Stephen. I assumed that they were, working on some tombstones or getting some areas prepared for another funeral. It's common that they did that, a lot in the late evening, because we have electric run up to the warehouse. I mean, to the workhouse.
Nice.
And I went on to bed, and make me psychology rolls.
Mm.
Whoa, hey. I'll spend a point of luck for a hard success.
Failed it.
Yeah.
Nice. Got it. So Johnny's really intent on this because this is what he does. He's not reading the book so much kind of person. He's a people person. So she of course she's getting very upset talking about what's going on, and and what had happened. But there's something. She's not. You don't think she's telling you quite everything. But she basically goes through the deal of how she had went on to bed, heard that they had known they went on to do some work and knew that they would be late, and been to bed. And then when I woke up and realized he had not gone to bed, he had never come to bed. I went up to go check on him, and that's when I saw everything that's up there. It's just horrible.
And so I feel like she's. Do I feel like I know where in her story she's holding back something, or is it just
about the time when she said that she went on to bed?
Say, did your husband usually work that late?
Oh yes, quite often. Yeah, he'd work with them in the evening. Yeah.
And when you went to bed, you didn't hear any sounds or noises coming. How far away is the workhouse?
Not very far away at all. The workhouse is just up on the hill. Like you can see it from the back of the house.
So yeah, I work in my garage all the time. It's just like that. I'm sure your husband and I would have been good friends. I'm sorry, but really, you didn't hear any noises coming from the workhouse when you went to bed?
Make me that persuade roll or charm roll or whatever it is, social skill that you're using.
Let's see. I will
munch it down on those finger sandwiches and cold cokes.
These awesome finger sandwiches, by the way. These are fantastic.
Is that watercress? I think it's watercress.
Persuade. What was the other one?
Persuade, charm, fast talk. Wouldn't be fast talk. It'd be more like persuade, charm.
I will go with persuasion. Not my strongest skill, but I'll go for it.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
No.
And she's like, I thought I saw something. I can't quite be sure what it was. I didn't even tell Sheriff Taggart. Probably should have.
The less you tell law enforcement, the better. Trust me. I mean, I understand. I completely. I feel for you. I know what it's like when you're under the gun. I mean, when you're distressed. Johnny
Wow.
failed. He's terrible.
My face reflects the fact that I'm actively considering kicking Johnny lightly under the table. But there's not enough table, nor do I think we're close enough to do so. But if we were,
and little did you know that Johnny would appreciate it if you did.
Eyes are daggers. Got it.
if you allow it, if you allow it, my character will very discreetly shoot a heel out, very lightly. Just
I'm very sorry for your loss.
I smile a relieved smile into my Coke and take a swig.
Nice. She goes, I thought I saw like a large dog coming down the footpath. Large white dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Large, perhaps about 3 feet tall, something like that.
It was a big dog. Yeah.
Let me ask you, have you noticed anything else strange in this cemetery here, the time you've been here?
I mean, I can't say so. No, we bought it fairly recently, just a couple years ago, which would be not too long after you guys got here. We bought it a couple years ago, so it's changed hands since the last time that you were here and now. We bought it just a couple years ago, and Robert was trying to make the best of it that he could, but it's a small town, so it's just not the growth industry we thought it would be, in the cemetery.
Thinking to myself, like, yeah, well, lately I guess we're getting a lot of business.
Right now, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, but unfortunately, her husband. She's just we've had a hard time making a go of it. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. She goes, would you like to see the area? Robert kept a office down in the basement, and then we have the actual cottage where all that happened.
Yes, we'd love to look around.
Okay. So where should we start? Should we start in the basement, or should we go to the workshop?
Basement sounds fine.
Basement. Let's go straight to the basement, right?
Sure.
Be wrong with the basement. Let's make sure my dagger's ready. Oh, now also, can we say I brought the shard of the mirror? Is that possible, or?
I think you would have saved that. I think you would have saved that.
Or what's left of it.
As a keepsake, yeah.
I left that on the dining table before I was dropped by the night gaunt. That's right. It is intact. So I definitely would have saved it from, for our collection.
Nice memento, for the trophy case. Exactly. All right. If you go downstairs, it has mostly like the embalming room and some storage and a crematorium. So that's fun. Some storage areas and stuff like that. Let me just throw up a map here real quick. I have to backtrack a little bit. The office is actually over across from the workshop area.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty basic down here. You can look around, definitely see different things around here. Again, there's the embalming room where they have all the different tubes and stuff like that goes on the steel table, and where they put in the actual formaldehyde and stuff like that in the body, and then the crematorium where they burn people who wish to be cremated. It's more like a large
to be created.
Large. Apparently, apparently here recently, something like that. We want to make some spot hidden and stuff down here while we're digging up clues.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Ooh.
There you go.
I think I got a hard success here.
Hard success.
Regular success.
Yeah, hard
Nice.
success.
Just regular success for me too.
All right. Apparently the police did not do the greatest of jobs, canvassing downstairs, as far as evidence, because in one of the desks in one of the drawers is a small handwritten diary, 5 inches by 8 inches. It was kind of buried under some files and stuff like that, so probably would have missed a cursory inspection. Definitely didn't have the best forensics team down here combing through everything. Let me get you a sample passage from this diary. I'll probably need to read it because it's, again, I apologize, it's rough. Let me open that up. decides to work for me. So I'm just going to read it. Yeah, October 1st, 1932. So this would have been last week. So there is something I must get off my chest, something I can't even tell Emily. The business has been in dire need of cash recently. Income was low because there was no grave space, and the people in the area were going to go elsewhere to bury their loved ones. Worse, only recently did I come to the realization that I had paid too much for the property. So much, in fact, that I couldn't even afford to purchase more land to start a new cemetery, even if the land was available for sale, which is not. Remember back in the map of North Ashfield, it's pretty surrounded by small farms and stuff like that. What was needed was more grave space. I did a little research and found out that there were many old graves in the cemetery, graves dating back to the Revolution and before. As far as I can tell, few visit these oldest sections of the cemetery. So I came up with a plan. If no one cares about the old graves, why not reuse them? Would this harm anyone? There are no next of kin. No one would care. All I needed to do was convince the caretaker and that new digger. Weems was easy. He's a senile old coot who isn't really aware of what's going on around him most of the time. the new digger, Gilmont, was also easy. He seems to me to be the town bully type, and the offer of a little cash and a place to stay and a steady job meant a lot to him. My plan seemed to have worked. We have managed to quietly exhume perhaps a score of graves, and income from the burials along with the embalming, caskets, and the rest are putting us back into the black.
Nice.
Exhuming the graves is the worst part, though. It involves me and the diggers having to venture out in the middle of the night like common grave robbers. While I stand watch, they bring up the old casket and remains, which are often little more than splintered wood and the scattered bones and fragments. These we toss into the old well nearby, though a few of the grave markers were too large to fit there. Those we store in the basement of the home, and Gilmont breaks them up in his spare time. I must say I am uneasy about this. The fact that I am responsible for defiling so many graves is an onus I will have to bear for quite some time. If it weren't for the fact that it allows me to put food on the table for my wife and child, I probably would not consider such vile acts. That's where it ends.
Did the old priest in town say he took precautions about making sure Ezekiel stayed put or something? I mean,
Yeah.
back of my head is scratchy with a memory here.
Yeah. That's where you assume the whole iron cage thing came into play. Because remember, based on occult rules, iron is very effective against witches.
Yeah.
Well, clearly this guy's in the up and up, right? He's just trying to get by. I mean,
It's tough times, right? It's tough times. Yeah.
yeah.
By disturbing very old graves and throwing them down a well.
It can only go well, right? It can only go
Right.
well.
But the back was, though, he had to go out there at night and dig them up, you see? And that's when the hobos strike. I say we drag it out for a few more days,
Oh,
get
man.
some food for a place to stay, get $200 and go home.
Wouldn't we have to find the hobo?
Details.
Shouldn't
we-
we find the hobo in question?
The sheriff's looking for the hobo. We don't need
Is the sheriff looking for the hobo?
Well, yeah, you saw the press clippings. They're checking the train station, the bus station, they're checking everything.
Okay, I saw what he told the press. I don't know what he's actually up to.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, we don't have to leave right away.
You certainly won't be looking for an undead hobo.
Oh, that's true. Angela, you think it's an undead hobo?
Not yet. Let's dig a little deeper here.
I gotta ask you too. That nice lady upstairs with the finger sandwiches mentioned the white dog she saw. I mean,
A white
I know-
dog, yes.
sometimes hobos have pets, but does a white dog mean anything to you?
I'm gonna roll for occult.
No.
I almost said just. Oh. Well, hello. It is a success.
Nice. The mention of a large white dog is springing something in your occult brain. You'd have to do some research on it, but it does sound familiar. It's you remember mention of it somewhere. You would have to do some reading and some digging. Yeah, a light came on, but you're like, I can't put my finger on it. Yeah, it's definitely a large white dog, or even a wolf or something like that. Something like a big white dog. In this area is definitely out of place anyway.
White wolf.
Yeah, like a white wolf. And she said, she says definitely white. Yeah, greyhounds we can see in this area, but
not like that type of. Okay.
Not a
Yeah.
crossover with the new Winter Soldier show. It's
no.
That's right.
That was what I was getting at.
Nice. Oh my god. Much better show. Much better.
Did the journal mention that they were throwing the gravestones in the well?
So they were throwing most of them or the remains and stuff into the well, and then like the big ones they were breaking up in the
And
basement.
they're down here in the basement with us.
So there is like a chunk, a pile, like in the storage room area of like some broken up tombstones.
Might want to check that out.
Yeah, maybe we could put them together like a puzzle. Maybe Silas's grave's in there, or whatever that guy's name was.
Ezekiel's. Yeah, Silas is one of the poor people that got attacked. Silas Wings.
Dude, that's a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep calling him Silas. I don't know why.
That's fine. That's fine. That could be done. Do we want to do that now, or do we want to wait, or do we want to go check out the work area before it gets dark?
I'd like to see light for that.
Workshop.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out. I'd also like to pull up my piece of the mirror and just kind of look around the room a little bit. Well, make sure Emily's not around, but
got your. Yeah, she lets you down there. I mean, she doesn't want to go down there. She has no need to go down there. Probably the less that she does know about what you're doing down there, the better. Especially since you found, evidence that Bill Taggart would really, really like right now. Sure, Taggart would. That's some red hot evidence of what Oaks was doing anyway. But yeah, you use your mirror / spirit telescope thing. Use your glass to look around. Yeah, you're not seeing anything in here that's out of place. All you're seeing is the reflections of everything else in here.
Cool. Good to know.
But yeah, you do make note of like there is some broken up stones in the storage area that you could piece together. But yeah, I mean, it took a while for you guys to search all that and talk to her. So if you want to go check out the work area before it gets dark, now would be the time.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think let's definitely do that and say hi to Ezekiel.
Just make sure. So yeah, good question. Are we going to Ezekiel's grave first, or are we going to the workstation?
I'd kind of like to.
Workshop.
I'd kind of like to make sure they didn't dig him up and take that cage off of there.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling that. So,
Yeah.
So are we walking up there, or are we taking the car?
Why don't we take the car?
Yeah. I would like enough time to see the work area as well.
It's not too far from there, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the same general area.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I want to say like just a rough estimate, I want to say Ezekiel's grave is probably like 50, 60 yards from like the workshop area in like an older section. I think I've got like a map of the older section. Give me just a second. Yeah, this will work. So North Ashfield Cemetery and the cottage. So yeah, there's like a footpath that kind of goes up to the cemetery office and the caretaker's cottage. Cemetery office / workshop where they do all that stuff. And we'll say Ezekiel saw like the oldest graves that have been violated up there is toward the northeast, I guess, or the top of the map. Do you see that? I know it's hard to see. Oldest graves that are violated is kind of like in that area. And there's like the well. You can kind of see all this. I mean, it's not very far. Ezekiel's grave would have been like in this area here. Like the Apcot area would have been this area. Big area. And he would be like there. And then kind of would have just started on down there from him. just kind of keep on going.
Wow, this is a sweet setup. I mean, this well is just asking for stuff to be dumped in it. I mean, this is a great setup.
Yeah,
Between
it's
the
an old broken
crematorium-
down. It's an old broken down well. A couple of bricks are missing from it at the top. You can fall in it really, really easily.
Looks like the sort of thing we would have investigated last time we were up here if we knew about
you
it.
would have thought so.
Yeah, hey, Angela, why don't you take a peek down that well with your little spyglass mirror thing?
Are we checking out Ezekiel's grave first?
Yes.
Let's check it, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure there's not a undead witch wandering around her, warlock.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all about keeping our head down the old well because that will obviously lead to good things. But
It'd only be good, right?
but by daylight, Ezekiel's grave, perhaps.
Ezekiel's grave is there. It does seem to be untouched. The slate is there still. It's still in the iron cage like it was before.
See, I could have told you that. Those iron bars, that's not low-hanging fruit. You see? You go after the
Well, I had no idea how ambitious the deceased was. He was talking about breaking up graves and.
No, it's
Well,
it's
the problem is
like
he said in the journal that he was targeting the families who had moved.
Yeah.
The Amcots are still here, so.
Just to be sure, though, I mean, you don't want to lose another tire iron here.
Exactly.
You take
So
a
you're
look
looking?
at the mirror again, yeah.
So yeah, it's like you'd seen it the last time you were here. You see the slate where you don't just see the grass like before all that happened. It looks just like it did before. The last time you guys were here with the slate still there, untouched.
All right, cool.
Excellent.
Good to see you, Zeke.
You almost swear you can hear from it. It's all right. But you turn around what? But so are we going to the old well? Are we going to the cemetery office / cottage? What are we doing? What's our
why
next
don't
trip?
you guys go and check out that old well?
Yeah, while we're up here, let's take a
Can
look.
only go well, right?
I'll
Yeah.
catch up with you guys in just a second. I hang back, and this guy stole my car, so I'm going to take a piss on his grave. After they leave,
Whee!
I take a piss on his grave.
It has been a long trip.
You stole my car!
It has been a long trip, and you had about 3 or 4 Cokes earlier, so yeah.
All right. I'll catch up to you after a couple minutes.
Okay, not a problem.
This will go well. Yeah.
Rat
No,
bastard.
Stole my car, stole my baby.
Exactly right.
Oh, that's only going to go
was
so
like-
good.
The grave rising again, and again, I want to point out again.
As I pee, I'd say, hey, why don't you grab this, Ezekiel? I'd take a big hit.
Shake it out. Oh my
Can't quite get your grimy, steely hands on this, can you?
God. Don't quite put it in the cage. There you go. Let's not taunt him too much. Yeah, you got to put your ass if you don't stick it too far in the cage.
Like, I'm not sure Rhoda wants to be angry, but on the other hand, Johnny does have a point. He was absolute garbage.
He was.
On multiple
was.
levels,
He
including
tormented the family, tormented those other 2 spirits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have the temerity even to stay dead and not be in other people's business after the fact. So
Possessed a poor teacher. She didn't do nothing. She just tried to teach school.
no. So Ezekiel, yes, is hot garbage, and
He's an asshole. Even for an old German warlock, he's an asshole.
Hot right now. I'll do that.
Some
Right.
dangerous heart garbage, though.
Exactly, dangerous heart, nuclear hot garbage.
Yeah.
All right, so at the old well, it's not dark yet, but shadows are growing long. When you get up to the well, you can't quite see down to the bottom. It's a little dark down, down the bottom of the well. It's pretty deep. You can see down like the first 10 feet, and then it gets pretty dark. You can't see what's going on. And of course, it's just enough light down here, like your flashlights wouldn't be doing you a whole lot of good. You would have to go in if you wanted to see what's down at the bottom.
I'm just gonna look down a
I am
with
not
a mirror.
climbing down there. That seems like a really terrible idea.
As I walk up, I'm like, I look over the edge like the rest of you. I can't see anything down there. What are you guys looking at? Hey, you want me to climb down, Miss Angela? I'll have a look down there if you want me to.
Let's take a look in this mirror first. See if there's anything interesting going on.
Make me spot hidden when you're looking through the mirror.
53. I think it just does it because I upped it by like a few points. Yeah.
Got it.
Yep,
I'm gonna team that up with some luck because you got that awesome 70 luck, and you had aimed the sunlight down the well with the remaining sunlight down the well, and like something, and everybody can see it when you aim it down there. You can't tell what it is, but you get like the glint of metal down there. Something metallic kind of does that, light skimming off of it, kind of a deal. There's something down there. Something metallic.
Well, Johnny, I mean, you did offer.
I got this rope with me. Here, let me climb down there. Actually, is there anything to climb down with?
You are near in a wooded area, so you can tie it off some trees, or the other three can hang on to it for you.
Before we head down, I'll try to see if I can.
By we mean Johnny.
But yeah, we're here for emotional support as well. I mean, that's important too. But more importantly, since there is something metallic and glinty, you said, potentially, I do have my camera with me. It has a pretty powerful flash.
Got it.
I'd like to basically take see if I can't use the flash to illuminate down there. I realize that it'll probably do more blinding than anything else, but
no, that would if you aim it down the well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to get a picture from it. You got to develop the film,
right.
You should be able to light up the area,
right.
You can make me a luck roll or your photography roll, your choice.
Okay, let me make a photography roll. This is actually like something
Johnny, try and stare where Angela says the metal is. And so when the flash goes off, maybe you can see something. Yeah.
So I made that with a hard success.
Excellent. So everybody can make their spot hiddens again from the flash, including Rhoda.
Critical success this time.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. So you definitely see something down there, metal, kind of glinting. It looks like a rod or something. It's way down there, like about 30 feet down. Way down there, and it's in a pile of like broken up stones and bones. You can see a couple of skulls down there. All right.
Charming.
Lovely.
Johnny pulls on his driving gloves. All right, let's get started.
Okay. So are the three of you hanging on to it, or are you tying it off to a tree, the other end of the rope? What are we doing?
I look at the three of them. Do they look that strong?
The three of them together probably could do the trick. Yeah.
I'm a little afraid. No. I think I'll just tie to this tree right here.
Or you can bring the car up and tie it to the car. Trust baby.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, I'll tie it to the car, and Johnny will go down. He's wearing his gloves, his black clothes, and everything. He's all suited up, and go and try and retrieve the metal. It looks like a mighty nice tire iron down there. Ooh, I like it.
Something can be used, right? Give me just a second here. I'm trying to get a really cool shot.
I'm glad you're feeling confident about this, Johnny. I really am.
Let me tell you, Goldie, I can tell you right now, I don't see any hobos down there, so I should be fine.
I appreciate your optimism. You know that? You are just a ray of sunshine.
Just a
Going
ray of
into
sunshine.
a pit full of skulls.
Hey, you guys don't keep me around so I can read books, okay? I get the picture. I know my roles. Luggage and the grunt work. That's me.
I know what I got to do.
If you need me to illuminate the bottom, I can use my flash, but
We assume somebody give him a flashlight. I mean, you guys know the deal. You guys know to bring flashlights and that kind of stuff. So if you got a flashlight in the car, Johnny.
Yeah, I'll turn the car on and turn the headlights on so that the area around the well is illuminated.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because it is getting dark by the time you get all this done, and it will be dark by the time you climb up out of the hole, if you climb up out of the hole. But I mean, you'll climb up out of the hole.
Yeah. It's not like you're going to take a nap down there.
Yeah. So you climb down. Make me a strength roll rather than the climb roll because you got the help of the rope.
Hard success, 25 out of 65.
Excellent. So you know your business. You know how to sort of halfway rappel down to 30 feet to the bottom of the well. And yeah, it's kind of like just like that scene that we got pictured here. There's some skulls and some broken bones and some broken up tombs, and then there's a small rod. You kind of see the tail end of it there in that picture. As you get that's definitely the source of the metal because it glints when you put your flashlight across it. It's a large rod. I want to say it's about like 18 inches long, sharp on one end and blunt on the other.
I look at can I see the whole thing laying on the ground, or is it part of it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the blunt end of it. It's just like in that picture, like the blunt end is sticking up out of like the stones.
Right. I reach in and grab my favorite tire iron, and I give it a tap.
You tap it, and you get the metallic metal tapping on table.
Does it move?
When you tap it, I mean, just moves from the
okay, so it's not stuck in the ground. All right, I carefully put my favorite tire iron back, and I wrap my arm around the rope, and I reach down and I grab it with my gloved hand.
Got it. Yeah. So you go down. Make me a dex check.
Oh yeah, 33 out of 55, so it's a success.
Got it. So you get your hand around the spike, and you pull the spike up out of like the remaining stones, and it turns a couple of stones over, the broken up tombstones over, and like a small swarm of like rats, like about 6-7 rats, just start scurrying around when you start to disturb the tombstones. They're just kind of swarming all over the area.
Right down here.
So you hear, you guys at the top, you guys are hearing like a squeak, 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 of the rats. And make me a sanity check while you're down there with these rats, Johnny. And you're glad you got a good hold of.
The rats, but okay, I'll sanity check the rats.
I feel really garbagey now that you're doing a sanity check for that. But Rhoda's first response is like hobo rats.
55 out of 61.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It was more of like than a
gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, these are fresh rats. It's not like they're eating each other or anything.
Exactly. They're
healthy
just
nature.
What few remains are down here.
Yeah.
I've seen worse rats in my basement in Boston.
I was going to say that kind of nature sometimes comes into my apartment, and since I'm not allowed to keep a cat, I'm not super appreciative of it then. I'm not appreciating it now.
So yeah, you hear like the squeak, 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 squeak. You see like the light shake a little bit, but not too bad down there. But you guys are looking down. You're seeing pretty much what he's seeing, like all the rats and stuff. But you guys are far enough away. You're like, well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go down the well with Johnny.
I grab the thing and I pull it out of the ground. Ugh.
All right. So yeah, it's a stout iron rod, again, about 18 inches long, sharp on one end. It's about as big around as your thumb. I want to say, about 3/4 of an inch, in diameter.
Does it remind me at all of the metal that I saw around Ezekiel's grave?
No, that was more flat, like worked iron. This is iron. You can definitely tell. It's like black and stuff like that. Really dark metal. It's old. It is old.
Ooh, this would really be good for killing undead hobos. I would listen to you, Hobokalunur, the stabber of undead hobos. I like this.
Yeah, it's
Right,
old. Yeah, I mean, you imagine that this has been somewhere where it hasn't got a chance to be oxidized. It's been somewhere for a long time.
I look around below the rats and everything. I see some letters on the stones. Do I see anything legible down here?
I mean, they're pretty well broken up. I mean, nothing's bigger than fist sized. So it would take some doing.
I'll look around the sides of the thing to see where the rats are coming in. Is there any passages or anything in here?
No, you don't know whether they crawled in on their own, but you're not seeing like any cracks or anything like that. I mean, it could be further down below. You're not sure. You're on a literal pile of bones and broken up rocks.
How big is this area in circumference? I mean,
you're probably not. I mean, I want to say like 6 feet. Not very big.
Okay, all right. So basically, it should be out. So there's cracks or something they're coming in from. Is there any smell? I'll sniff. Is there any like smell of like fresh bodies in here?
No, not any recent dead. It's a very old, musty, dusty death smell.
I say, all right, elevator needs to go up now, guys. Let me out of here.
Elevator up. Okay. So you guys want to pull her up, or you just want to back up, baby?
Well, let's try pulling him up first. I'm a little worried if we step the gas on baby, we might just do more damage to him.
That's true. That's true.
Anything else?
Fair enough.
I'm sure the three of us can manage.
The 3 of you guys can do it without. I won't force any rolls on you. 3 of you guys can get it done. That good looking doctor there father gets all the rope. And, gets those muscles popping through his his white
break
shirt.
Up a sweat, flex a little, show the ladies how strong you are. I mean,
away, ladies.
Exactly. Get the sweat glistening off those big mutton chop sideburns. There you go. Oh,
we're looking away. All right.
I might need a minute. But so
God is truly good having supplied all this help.
Exactly. Praise God. But wow. Okay.
That's right. The road to hell's paved with hot priests.
Hot priests. Apparently so. I'm feeling that Richard Chamberlain Thornbirds. I'm really feeling that right now. Anybody ever watched that movie, Richard Chamberlain and the Thornbirds?
I was thinking the second season of Fleabag, but okay.
Oh, that's true. I love me some Richard Chamberlain.
Feel there, but sure, okay.
I love Richard Chamberlain. He can do no wrong for me. I love him. He's so great. Counting Monte Cristo. Oh, it's classic. Just classic. He's so good looking. Him and Laurence Olivier is just 2 undeniably good looking dudes. Even as a hetero guy, I'm like, good God, they're good looking. I wanted to get my hair to do like Laurence Olivier's in Pride and Prejudice. You ever watched that one with Greer Garson? No. It's like the first one.
Yeah.
Where you got like the curls that swig forward on the temples. I'm like, I need to train my hair to do that. And I'm man. If I get my curls to do that, it's over.
some hair artist in Hollywood probably touches up that stuff, every 15 minutes or 10 minutes on set.
Exactly.
So,
those forward swept curls right at the temples. I'm like, good God, it's good looking. It's good looking dude. Anyway, enough segue. So we will go. I guess since it is getting dark. Emily Oakes did say that there was electric at the workshop still. So yeah, you guys can still pull up to the workshop, and I guess you turn on the lights and stuff like that.
If you guys are all right with it, Johnny will hang on to the iron spike. I say, hey, Angela, you want to look at the spike with your little mirror, just to see if there's anything special about it?
Found a new favorite crowbar, I see. Yeah, I'll take a crowbar. Spot hidden. I miss it by just a bit. I mean,
What are you talking about? It's right here. Look, it's right here.
I'll
down
upload
here.
a 2 look to get down to it. I'll take a look at. I'll take a careful look for like 1 regular success.
I mean, we're getting a little meta, I think, on this, but I'm going to go with it. There's parts of the spike that you can see and parts that you can't see
Oh.
in the mirror.
Oh,
I'm
Wow.
sorry. My hand was in the way. Now you can see that part too, right? See how that works?
See the thumb tape?
Gone, back.
But like the end towards where it gets to be pointy, you cannot see it in the mirror.
Ooh. I knew it. I knew it. You see, this ends for killing hobos, and this ends for killing undead hobos.
that does look a bit odd. Yeah, I can't see the pointy end. It's rather strange.
Mm-hmm. Make me a sanity check,
The point of it?
I make it. Regular
Okay,
success.
don't lose any because you were sort of prepared. That's why you got the mirror. But you definitely it's definitely got your something's up.
It's all right, Angela. I understand if you can't see the point. I know what you do. Don't worry. Thank you.
Nice.
And Johnny pulls some finger sandwiches out of his pocket he took from the house.
Still got a couple
Really?
more sandwiches.
Really? Really, Johnny?
Hey, he doesn't know when there's only one cafe in town and it probably is closed now. So
Did you wash
If
your
there's one
hands
thing I
after
learned on
going
the
down that
road,
hole?
it's when you're available, you take it.
Oh, nice. So are we going to the workshop or what are we doing? It is getting dark.
Yeah, let's go to the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So by the time you get down the bottom of the hill, it is dark. So first thing you notice is right outside of the front of the workshop, there's like a large canvas tarp kind of tacked up hastily where the entrance is, and there's like a pile of wood, like wrecked, shattered wood, over to the side of like the doorway.
Is there a smell?
Is there a smell? I'm gonna go
Like
with
dead people?
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
no. But there is
This
a nice
where people got massacred, though, right? Or no?
yeah. There
Okay.
is a sign out front stamped out. This is police tape. There's a sign out front that says "Crime Scene Keep Out" by order of Franklin County Sheriff's Department. But it's just like a little, sale sign thing out front, kind of just staked into the ground.
Okay.
But it's basically just like a tarp covering like the entrance to the workshop. But again, like the entrance to the workshop's like a big entrance, so like you could drive it's designed to like drive a tractor or something into, almost like a small barn.
Okay.
Are we going in?
All right, let's head in here.
Thereby breaking the law? Okay. All right.
I didn't see a sign. If you didn't.
Wouldn't be the first time Goldie's walked in on a crime scene, I'm sure. Get to the story. Oh, by the way, you're getting $10 a day from Jameson for the
Ooh.
story, Goldie.
Nice.
I'm very familiar with crime scenes. I don't know if I'm used to crime scenes this particularly brutal. I mean, we're talking serial killer levels of like mayhem.
Yeah, I mean, you worked in Boston, though, and it is the height of the prohibition, so there's probably some mob stuff going on in here in Boston.
Oh, organized crime, yes. However, organized crime, the thing about organized crime is there's usually a story behind who was offed. Like either it was turf disputes, it was like someone snitched, someone didn't pay. This is just a giant question mark, which is creepy in and of itself. So
Exactly.
I'm not going to
Random.
discount that. Yeah.
Random violence. Absolutely right.
The mafia doesn't go around killing people. They don't have time for that. They're going to off someone. There's a reason behind it, and this doesn't seem to have much of a reason behind it.
No,
Not
exactly.
yet.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So as we take a peek behind the canvas there, um, it's a mess. It's a huge mess. It's like a large workshop kind of area. There's like large work tables that are like overturned. Tools are all scattered about. You see a bunch of like woodworking tools, chisels, saws, hammers, that kind of a thing. They're thrown all around. There's splashes of blood everywhere, and it's been about a few days old, 4 or 5 days old. So it's dried up, by now.
Good
So
Lord. This is no way to treat tools.
yeah.
I can't believe it.
So sanity checks as we walk into here.
Ah,
See this rough kind of area. I
Ugh.
think
Bit too much for me.
lose one.
All right.
oh,
Fail.
thank
Johnny
goodness I
loses
rolled
one because he
10.
can't get over the disarray with which the tools have been left out. It's not the blood. It just drives me nuts when people do this to perfectly good tools. I can't believe this.
There's a saw stuck in the ground. Who does that?
Oh my God.
So yeah, if you failed your sanity, lose one. If you made it, don't lose anything.
Yeah,
but it's more
I
like
lose
the
one just listening to Johnny complain about the tool placement.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, the
No wonder
colossal
why I love-
monster. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder why I love that crowbar so much.
The
So-
killer is truly a monster, Johnny. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
that
It's just
is a
not
real
right.
calamity. Not the 3 dead bodies, but that is the true cause is the tools. Oh my God.
it's just wrong. It's just wrong. For
But
humanity.
no, I mean, there's blood splashed on the floor. There's blood splashed on the walls. It's bad. I mean, like something went berserk in here. Goldie, this is a crime scene. Are you taking photos?
I absolutely am. I'm a reporter.
Yeah,
Decorum,
you're here on a story.
right. Decorum, respect for the dead, especially in this age of journalism? I don't think so. So I am getting as many photos as I possibly can.
Good. So like photos of like the front of it where it has like the canvas. That's a good page story leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking very close photos of like anything that looks like crime scene evidence as well, murder weapon, anything that looks like it was involved in the crime. And for non since publishing purposes, like footprints, I'm looking for signs of disturbances in the earth. I know that the police crawled all over this and probably completely contaminated the scene, but like interesting or suspicious that I can find that I would say, that's weird. Paw marks, or that's weird. Why are the branches in the trees above us broken? Anything like that.
Exactly.
Just
So
Dog hair.
Yeah.
that'll be spot hidden. And actually, for Goldie, since you worked crime scenes before,
Mhm.
I will give you a bonus die on that.
Okay.
But everybody can go ahead and make their spot hiddens looking around in here.
Okay.
I definitely need that bonus die.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, much better. Okay. So the first roll was an 81. And then I rolled. Yeah, so not very good. But then I rolled a 3. So
Nice. So she's critting it. Good job. I think we lost Johnny. Angela, Father Michael, how are you guys doing?
I got a critical success on that roll for spot hit.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, no good for me.
So first thing Father Michael does when he walks in here, he crosses himself because this is truly horrific scene. Like there is blood everywhere. It's there's no bodies, but there is like blood hurled everywhere on the walls, on the floors, everywhere. So you're like, those poor people. Some savage animal or creature had to do this. There's no way a person did this, Father Michael. You're just like, if this was a person, this person had to have been absolutely deranged. And you're not seeing like a murder weapon. There's no axe or chisel or no saw blade that has like tissue on it or anything like that. There are some that are splattered with blood, but it looks like more from splatter, that hit the surroundings. You're looking through here with your criticals, and Goldie with her criticals. You can make a spot hidden roll as well, Johnny. And we'll deal with what Johnny finds, because he's going to go on into the back room. There's he remembers in a journal the guy. Good. Johnny remembers the guy kept a little place to stay. One of the caretakers kept a little place to stay in the back, and he sees that doorway in the back, so he's going to do that. And we'll come up to what Johnny finds back there, because he's discussing with all the tools there. So good job, Johnny. Goldie, what's getting you is that you're not finding a murder weapon. Like, did this person do this with a creature, or was this a bear? Because this thing was, whatever it was huge and immensely strong, and looked like these Tories people, like limb from limb. Blood is everywhere.
This doesn't look like a person did this.
Yeah.
If it was, they were extraordinarily strong. Like, wild animal strong, like bear strong. This is the kind of stuff that you read about in those comics where the guy is bare chested and fighting weasels, hermit crabs, snapping turtles. That's the kind of thing. That doesn't actually happen except inside some lonely man's head. This actually happened.
You're thinking like Murders in Rue Morgue, where they blamed it on the gorilla, that escaped, that kind of a thing.
And not only was this a savage, like beyond human capability attack almost, they had the wherewithal to take the murder weapon with them, because I don't see it.
Yeah, we're not seeing it. Yeah.
And from the article, the police certainly didn't find it, because they were speculating that it was a kitchen knife or an axe or something. So it's not like they found it either, I'm going to guess.
Gotcha.
So they were insane enough to brutally rip these people limb from limb, but they were sane enough to hide the murder weapon. Something isn't adding up here.
So I think what you're saying is we're looking for insane, extremely muscular hobo with a white dog. Right?
Well,
Perhaps it was.
Go on.
Yeah, perhaps it was just the white dog.
What was that?
Maybe it was just the white dog.
Could have been
a possibility.
I don't think it would be white after walking out of this scene.
Just the white dog. I mean, what? The dog's gonna walk himself without the hobo? I don't understand.
Oh my god. It's the best.
Johnny scratching his head with a spike. This is good. That works really well.
The other thing that's striking you, Goldie, is, again, you worked some crime scenes, you've seen some murder scenes and stuff like that. People has been left for a few days, that kind of deal. That would have bled out. There's a lot of blood here, but there's not 3 people's worth of blood here. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you take a cup of water and you splash it on the wall, it's going to make a big splash, right?
Right.
But it's just a cup of water. Like, if 3 people bled out in here, like it should just about cover the floor. It's like a concrete floor.
But that's not what's happened. There's a lot less blood than I'd be expecting.
Yeah, there's like some bleeding. You can definitely see like the imprints of like some bodies that had lied down. And there's some, blood pulled around them, but not much. Like, again, maybe like a cup or something like that. And like so much splashed up against the walls. You're looking around here and you're like, this floor, if there was 3 grown men in here, and it's not a big room. Like, you should be walking in blood. In old dry blood.
I will basically share that observation with the group. Where is all the blood?
I'm missing all my medical knowledge of how much blood an actual body contains, but it's 3 people's worth, and it's not that much in here.
You know some really weird stuff. Huh.
People die all the time in very violent ways in Boston.
Yeah.
And it's the news's job to cover that. So you get all kinds of little facts from the coroner and old beat cops all the time. And I just can tell you that, number one, we're missing a lot of carnage. We just are. There should be blood everywhere, and there isn't, which leads me to believe a couple of things, potentially. Number one, were they killed here and then or were they dragged here and then mutilated? Number two, did they die in a different way and then the bodies were, this happened to the bodies? That doesn't make sense either.
Yeah. Doing a quick Google search, you would know that a human body carries a little over a gallon to a gallon and a half of blood. If you pour that much water all over the floor, it would cover that floor three bodies worth. You know, you're taking talking like taking a 5-gallon bucket almost and pouring it on the floor. You know,
John will poke around with a spike to see if there's any kind of drain in the floor or anything.
There is no drain on the floor. No, this is a workshop. It does have like a concrete floor, but there's no drain.
John will also look around to see if like maybe there's some sort of trap door. Maybe the blood soaked into like an underground like crevice or something. I'll poke around, see if I can find anything.
You're actually in that back room digging up some clues, Johnny.
Oh, right.
Not a problem. But I mean, you can voice that out to them, and they can look around.
Hey, why don't you take the floor for a crack?
look for a false bottom or something like that. You know, like you straighten back up some tables and see if there's anything you're missing. You're not. You know, there's no drain. There's no hatch cover or anything like that. Johnny, what you find in the back room and how much you're keeping of this to yourself and letting the other people know, it's going to be
I found a portable albatross.
Interesting.
What's this? Stuff in here.
So yeah, there's like a little bedroom in the back. Give me just a moment. Let me get to where it is.
That's a good-looking cot. I could probably take a nap.
Yeah,
at least 10 minutes.
Little makeshift cot, little side table. It's like there's a small lamp, very, very Spartan kind of. Definitely, somebody who does not have a lot of belongings. But you noticed under the cot there is a like a mason jar.
Oh, pea cup.
And then like a tin box, like the old candy boxes that came in the tins.
Oh, okay.
There's like a tin box and like a mason jar under there. The mason jar.
I found his pea cup and a stash of pornography.
His pea cup.
Johnny, why do you have to pee again? Didn't you just pee on that grave back there? What?
I was talking to myself. So like I yell pea cup out loud.
The mason jar jingles. The jar has
clear or is it opaque?
It's
jar?
Clear. It's clear.
Okay.
It's a mason jar, glass mason jar. It's got what you seem to be from counting change all the time as a cabbie driver. It's got about $8 and change, a crumpled $5 bill, a gold ring, and a tarnished silver pocket watch with a chain, and 2 large gold coins. You definitely make those out amongst the change in there.
These guys are clearly amateurs. Because if it were me, there'd be a lot of gold teeth in here too. I mean, certainly had at least a couple dozen gold teeth amongst them. These guys are pick their pockets. Amateurs. All right.
And then there's a tin in that candy box, the tin candy box. There's about $30 in cash and $4 in change.
Well, that widow did give me finger sandwiches. Seems wrong to take her husband's stash. I guess I'll give it to her because she was so nice. I hate to see good people suffer.
Man,
I will search through it to see if there's anything like out of the ordinary. I'll look at the watch, see if there's any inscription.
Can we all take a minute to watch Johnny's moral compass point up?
And profit a little bit, but finger sandwiches. I mean,
those were good. Those were good sandwiches.
Those were good sandwiches. She's good people.
She cut the crust off even, right? So
that's right. That's right.
She went the extra mile. She took the extra step to cut the crust off. And there's like some clothes and stuff here. Pair of trousers, flannel shirt. It looks like an extra set of work boots here.
I'll go through everything. Does the stuff in the jar look like it belonged to the dead people? Or
yeah, it's definitely looking that way. The 2 gold coins are old. Like you can barely recognize. Actually, you don't. You don't recognize the minting on them. You don't know where they come from. They're old. They're not like recent make at all. There's a pocket watch in there, and then there is a ring. It was gold ring. There's a gold ring with a inside the band. It says EAS. Looks like initials. EAS is engraved into the interior of the band.
Okay.
The pocket watch. It is tarnished. Did I say it was silver? Yeah, it is silver. It is solid silver. It's tarnished, but it's old too. It's very, very old.
Any inscription on the watch?
No inscription on the watch. There is a jeweler's make on the back. You're not recognizing it. I don't know how many pocket watches you fenced back in the day, but you're not recognizing the jeweler's make on the back.
All right. Interesting. Old stuff. I'll if I don't find anything else, I'll go through the clothes and stuff, and look under the bed. I'll look under the mattress.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not so yeah. You're looking through everything else, and I mean that's pretty much the results of your spot hidden. Is like you've combed this little back area. It's a closet. It's barely enough room to put the cot in and have a little side table.
All right.
So yeah, you're looking through that. Yeah.
I'll show you guys. Hey, I think we should get these to the widow. I think it's the spoils of her husband. A couple of gold doubloons in here and some other things.
I'm a little surprised the police didn't find that.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Perhaps they were too frightened by the sight of all this blood. But yeah, I suppose we should. Unless, is there anything in there that can help with our investigation, perhaps?
Oh, the ring has a little thing, EAS, on the inside of it.
All right.
EAS.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, it's a nice ring. I put the ring on for a second.
It's a fairly good size ring. It would fit on your ring finger.
All right.
EAS.
Epcot something.
Well, no, Epcot was his last name, wasn't it? I don't think he had a different.
Yeah.
So that's
Ezekiel Epcot, sorcerer.
Sorcerers are the ones that don't have to wear their hats, right?
I didn't see a hat on him.
But they need a sufficiently deep cowl to hide most of their face most of the time.
They're just wizards without hats. That's all they are.
Warlock's a whole different class, though. So
Warlock's completely different. Completely different. Oh my God. So yeah, there's that, and then they got the 2 gold doubloons. We'll say they're doubloons. They're 2 large gold coins, and then the silver watch. It's very tarnished, so it's old. And again, it's got a jeweler's make on the back. You're not. I can't see any of you, going at it and going, "Oh, I know that jeweler," that kind of a deal. You can't make it out. Like you can get it to somebody who would know more about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I think you're right, though. It's very strange. I mean, why would the sheriff have missed this tubage? I mean, this loot. I mean, I knew immediately what it was, but Perhaps the sheriff's so innocent that he mistook it for a pea jar?
It's also possible that the nature of the crime was horrific enough. I mean, the bodies aren't here, right?
Yeah.
But they did have to deal with that. And this is a bit above and beyond what I would expect a peaceful, quiet North Ashfield law enforcement officer to be capable of handling. This might have even been bad for some of the hardened folks I know in Boston who work the streets.
Yeah, I mean, this is rough. This is really, really
I'm
rough.
with you, Goldie. This doesn't make any sense at all because clearly the hobo would have taken this. So,
are you actually willing to entertain the possibility he is a hobo then this time?
Hey, let's not go crazy here. I was going to say, probably somebody put it in here after the hobo left. But who would do that?
Indeed.
I'm a bit concerned.
That would explain why the sheriff didn't see it. I'm sorry, Angela. What was that?
I was going to say I'm a bit concerned, Goldie, that you've pointed out that there seems to be blood missing from these fellas. I mean, the blood missing, the large dog. Did anyone else read Dracula?
Just came out last year. The movie just came out last year.
Are you suggesting that
in 31, Bela Lugosi's Dracula just came out in 1930.
That's right. Yeah. Anyone see the film? Well,
you guys probably all watched it together. As a matter of fact,
we've
don't those vampires? Don't they drink the blood? They don't like rip things apart, and squirt all over the place.
There's blood missing.
Yeah.
Are you saying that the vampire licked it off the floor, or like sucked it out of the? I thought they like punctured it like a can of oil, right?
Perhaps we've seen a lot of strange things. It wouldn't surprise me.
Went in like a can of WD-40. I like.
Rip the can of oil in two and then spray it all over the place.
Far be it from me to suggest that maybe they were killed elsewhere, or they were killed in a less dramatic fashion, and then the bodies were mutilated post-mortem. I mean,
perhaps.
Wait. Was it? I'll ask this. In the article, did it say that there was just a body, or did they say there were pieces? I thought there were pieces.
They didn't elaborate, but they did, in fact, mention that it was a pretty gruesome homicide.
I thought it was like hands and feet and stuff. I mean, you think it was just one intact body that was dragged here and left?
There were 3 bodies.
Yeah,
outside, are there any signs of bodies being dragged in or out anywhere?
Make your spot ends while you're outside.
No. 90.
Hard success.
Got it. I mean, you're seeing a lot of tracks in and out of here. A lot of regular. You're seeing a lot of tracks in and out of here. I mean, yours. You assume the policemen's and stuff like that. You're not seeing any drag marks. No other blood trails. I mean, you're seeing that wrecked kind of wood off to the side. You assume that was, if you look at it and look at the front of the places, like you assume that was the front of the woodshed, the gate, the doors.
Yeah.
But you're like, Jesus Christ, that thing's just got destroyed.
Is the blood on the walls even?
Yeah, blood is splattered up on the walls.
So you see, Goldie, look, the blood's on the walls. Now, unless they grabbed the corpse and swung it around, right? It must have been killed here.
Yeah, that still doesn't explain where the rest of the blood is then. So yeah, the crime happened here.
Can I roll for a cold, please?
Roll for what?
A cold?
Yeah.
Beep.
Can I roll for 90s RPG knowledge? White Wolf, vampires?
Ba-doom-ts.
How you doing, Father Michael?
Ooh, I rolled a 61. That is a critical. I was going to say critical roll. What the heck am I saying?
It's a 50, I think, right?
It's a,
Did you make it?
You had a 40-something, I think, last time?
No, I had a.
Remember, she added a 20 to it. Yeah.
I had 25, so I got like a
45.
45.
So you rolled over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I was looking at what was I looking at? Intimidate. My bad.
Priest got 65 intimidate. I like it. You're gonna get the. We noticed you haven't put that much in the offering plate.
You went to Catholic school.
This is
there.
Notice that offering plate's been a little light.
No, you know what? I am so sorry. It's just been a long week. My occult
get it.
is actually 75 is my occult, and I
I
rolled.
thought you had a really ridiculously high occult.
Yeah, I rolled a 61. Sorry, I'm just like really tired.
That's okay.
No, I get it. So yeah, you're piecing it together, and man, it does seem to be following that. Large, like dog or wolf or something. The blood loss. We're talking about dead bodies. There's this big, huge spike. It's all pointing in that direction. You're like, something's happened. You still got the journal, or did you give it to Miss Oakes?
Oh, we still have the jar. We're still in the, I guess, in the
No, the
garage.
journal. The journal.
Oh, the journal. Oh, sorry.
Angela?
Did I? Yeah, I assume we took it.
Okay. So yeah, while you guys are looking around and talking and that, you're like looking through the book, seeing if there's anything else that you can go through on the in the journal to see if there's anything else that you're missing. And like there is a paper tucked like in the jacket of the journal that you come across, and at first it looks like an accounting spreadsheet, but then you start to piece it together. And you're looking at it, and it's like a list of names.
Hey, Emil Shergan could be EAS. Oh, I'm sorry. This is your reading. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he is. Yeah, I mean, she showed to everybody. Yeah, Angela.
Yeah. It's just everyone.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the 1600s.
Mm-hmm.
You guys keep
1700s.
looking at that if you like. Otherwise, let's take like a quick 5-minute break and be back at 10 till. All right.
Okay.
Be right back.
Hold on. Simon Galmont?
Back.
All right.
By the way, Matt, what was the original name of this town? Do I have to roll to remember?
Yeah, knowledge roll.
All right. 46, and I've got a knowledge of...
Be your education, same as your.
Oh, yeah.
education.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm an old school
Yeah.
player. I remember that was a thing. 74. Out of 74. So it's a regular success.
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Damn it. All right. I'm going to write that down.
Hawthorne, no E. Yeah. Welcome back, Johnny.
Okay.
Remember that had something to do with vampire steaks or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
New Hawthorne Vampire Steaks. Brought to you by the...
From Whammo.
That's great.
Nice. Yeah, that's a list of like some names and some old dates, you know, born, died, kind of stuff like that. Any guesses what that could be?
Well, I see 3 people died with the same last name within 2 days of each other in 1744.
Oh, and just to kind of speed things along, there's like red lines run through all of the names except for the last 4. So let me go ahead and do that.
So he had a to-do list.
Struck a line through it.
The more I read about this guy, the more I just feel so bad he's dead. He's enterprising, hardworking, ingenuity. I mean, he's the American dream.
Wait a minute. Number 10, Simon, is that Galmont or Balmont there? That's the problem. They got rid of the vampire hunter.
Exactly. Galmont.
I mean, look at this. The guy even had a checklist. I mean, nobody bad has a checklist.
The guy was organized.
And that person's name is humility.
No, not at all. Does somebody ever have a checklist for bad reasons?
Yeah.
That's right.
To bring you up with the others there, all the names but the last 4 have a line through it.
Oh, not good. All right. The last 4. Anna Thompson.
Well, he
Camille
probably just hadn't cleared
Homer.
those graves out yet, right? If we go back and check the graves, we'll probably find those 4 are still intact because he hadn't recycled them yet.
Okay. Huh. Well, it gives us a good timeline of their progress.
Yeah.
Are they all scratched off with exactly the same pen?
I'm gonna go with no.
All right, so he was working on this list for crossing it off for got to be at least a few days or weeks or months.
Yeah. A few weeks at least. Yeah, like a couple different pens, like two black and 1 blue.
So he was probably going through the town, right? He knows which families are still here by the last name, I bet.
It's a fair assumption. Small
I
town.
wonder, the last couple he scratched off, like Johnson's and Miles, maybe he made a mistake. Maybe there were a few relatives still left.
Maybe didn't take too well with it.
Is there a phone book in here?
In the workshop, no. There's no phone.
All right. Maybe we can check the local phone book. I know. It's very modern of me, but I actually do use the phone book. It's an amazing thing. It's got everyone's name in it.
Got everybody's
First
name
name
with it.
and their last name.
When you smack people with it, it really hurts.
So the last 4 are the graves that apparently hadn't gotten around to. So the last one that was interred was Harold Miles. I'd kind of like to visit Harold Miles or Edmund Rucker's graves because I'm kind of curious in what state they're in.
I mean, in the
Harold was
workshop,
dead. Yeah.
in the workshop, there would be a map of blood splattered map on the wall
Yeah.
of like a section of who's what,
Right.
just for reference's sake, so when they go to take care of the graves, not like recently take care of the graves, but generally take care of the graves. They know where they're going. Yeah, you can do some quick work around out there. Are we walking around out there in the dark in the cemetery? Is that what we're doing?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
We can walk around the cemetery at night. We can drive. I got headlights.
Well, it'll be easier to find the graves in the daylight, I think.
I mean,
The Johnstons died within 3 years of each other. Interesting. Okay. Of course, no birth record.
Yeah, you notice those Martins, there's 3 of them. 2 of them died on the 19th, and 1 died on the 20th.
Yeah. Well, yeah, close one.
obviously scurvy. But,
I wonder if we were to check out that library place, if there might be some history about the Martins. Maybe they got chopped up too.
Franklin County Historical Society, yeah.
That's right. The historical, the place for the books.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Let's make a idea roll, intelligence roll. Everybody can make it.
Yes, a hard success on the nose.
Hard success as well.
Excellent.
Hard success, 23.
All right. Excellent. So you guys are looking at it, really debating about going out in the cemetery at night. Angela's like, tomorrow's good. Tomorrow's fine. As you guys are looking at what else you can do or your next steps, you realize you have secured no lodgings for tonight.
Actually, I was just thinking about that.
You did nothing. You didn't ask if
Right. Completely
Oaks.
forgot.
If Oaks, if there's we can stay there, which would be awkward with her and the little girl. On top of everything else that's done there.
I didn't see anyone in the embalming room. I'm sure they have no problem with that.
Some nice flat metal, metal table to sleep on.
That's not
Throw a
nice
blanket
at
over
all.
I'm sure there's some nice caskets, some cushiony caskets that you can use, but only used once, apparently. Apparently used once. Apparently only used once. But, so what are we doing? There's no hotel in town. There might be one in Greenfield. There is an inn in Greenfield. Or we can go to the Apcots and see if they can put you up for a night. It's kind of short notice, but they are friends.
Yeah, I think they know we're here generally too. I mean,
I'm probably sure
they have
Emily
an
would have
idea
called
that
them.
we're-
Emily probably could have let them know you were coming.
Perhaps calling the Apcots would be wisest if we have a phone we can access close by.
You can probably call from the funeral home. Yeah.
Yeah.
You let Emily know what you found so far, or what?
Sure. Let her know about the treasure.
Do you give her the what's in the tin chest and the mason jar?
I'd say first we get a marking of those coins. If we put paper on top of it, rub a pencil, let's get an idea of what was on there.
Or you can take a picture of it with Cody's camera.
Look at pictures.
Camera's got
that's
Cody's
fine,
got a nice camera.
Might just take a while to develop, but
Yeah.
I mean, we should hang on to the cash. I mean the artifacts. We just give her the cash and then give the artifacts later if you think we're going to need them for something.
that's true. Yeah, that ring, the gold coins. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right, so we'll hold on to the jar for now, and we'll give her the cigar box of cash.
Okay, it's got about $34 in cash and change. Got it. All right, sounds good. So you give that to her. She is very grateful and kind of taken aback by your honesty a little bit. She's like, oh, well, these are definitely decent young people here, and she very much appreciates it that you given it to her. And she forgets, and she goes and hands out 4 envelopes for each of you with $25 in it. She says, I do believe we agreed for just 25 up front, so it's got 25 in cash, 2 10s and a 5. So it's got little envelopes there for you. She goes, thank you so much for giving it to me. I appreciate it. Did you find anything? Did you see anything that could help?
I look at Angela and I watch Goldie to see if she's going to kick me.
Not yet.
Perhaps. I mean, we have to think about it a bit and perhaps do a bit of research tomorrow.
I understand.
Yes. By the way, we kind of do need a place to stay. We're thinking we could call our old friends the Apcots.
Yes. Yeah, I called them and told them that you were coming today. They're aware you're in town. So, yeah, she points to her phone. She says, if you want to call them, absolutely.
Thank you.
Before we go, I did want to ask you, surely the police came and talked to you, got a statement, that sort of thing, yes?
Sheriff Taggart, yes.
I'm a little concerned about the quality of the investigation he performed, to be perfectly honest.
She's a little intrigued, her eyebrow raises a little bit.
Well, we found those items at the scene of the crime. So I'm curious as to how they were overlooked. I understand that murder investigations, well, they just don't happen around here. Not like they do in Boston, but it seems kind of odd to leave something like that behind. He may have had much on his mind. He may have been very, very caught up with the thought that he wanted to catch the killers, which I completely understand why a dangerous individual like that, he would be focused on getting that person off the street. But this was a detail that was overlooked.
Yeah, he didn't mention to me about the money being there. I thought you would think he would have told me. And she goes, I mean, he was recently elected. We had the other sheriff before, and you remember the other sheriff before.
Oh, yes.
I'm skipping the name. I'm forgetting the name of the other guy. He was
So.
only elected a couple of years ago. And she goes, I mean, maybe he missed it. I don't know. He just didn't mention anything about it to me. That's all I know. And yeah, you're on the right track, Goldie. I mean, missing one clue is reckless. Like the mason jar. Missing two clues, like the mason jar and the journal, is either incompetent or something's up.
Right. I just, I understand that this is a small town and that this is the kind of thing that no one ever expects to have to face when you're working in a small town. But I'll be honest, I'm glad you brought us out here. I'm a little concerned about the quality of police work that's happening. Maybe.
Oh man, talk about a write-up for the Globe, right? Oh,
right. Oh yeah, no, there's absolutely an angle.
I'm seeing a bonus. Going to a front page story.
Yeah. Not only was there a triple homicide and 2 missing people who might also be dead, we'll find out. Probably.
Incompetence, possible corruption in the never say possible in newspaper. That's just open for liable. Just gotta be gross incompetence. You can go with that. Leave with that.
Yeah, gross incompetence. Unless they're cultists, we'll find out. That could never happen though. Not in the Call of Duty.
Exactly.
So I just wondered if perhaps during the interview, the Sheriff Taggart seemed perhaps a little taken aback.
He was very shaken. He says, "Yeah, I could definitely tell he had never been involved in anything like this before. I could tell you that."
Amateur.
Incompetent. Exactly. Incompetent amateur, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
I think I can say that. My fellow colleagues and I were also taken aback by simply what we were able to find there to begin with. So,
gotcha.
So just curious. Thank you for that.
No, that's fine. So yeah, she's like, is somebody calling the
Apcots? Yeah, I'll call them.
Okay. While you're doing that, like Emily's getting Ellen ready for bed. We'll say it's around 8-ish, which time for little kids to go to bed back then. Probably past time. So she's getting her ready for bed again, and make me some listen rolls as she's like upstairs talking to Ellen, like combing her hair and stuff like that. The rest of you, not Angela. Angela's talking to the Apcots.
Okay. No dice on my end.
Gotcha.
I failed that roll.
Gotcha. Listen rolls. How about you, Johnny?
No, I failed.
Oh man,
that's all right.
I will push though. I will happily push if you.
All right. So by pushing, we're going to say you're trying harder, like taking a step up on the stairs to kind of do this kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So if you fail, like they might hear a step creak or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. I got a 17. So
nice. So you step on the carpeted section of the stairs so you don't quite creak that loud as you crane your ear up and make that listen check, because you hear them talking, like nighttime going to bed talk, kid doesn't want to go to sleep and she's telling her to go to sleep, so we got to, the company's leaving and stuff like that. And she goes, and Ellen's like, well, maybe I'll see the white lady again. She goes, and Emily's like, the white lady? So yeah, I saw the white lady last night. She waved at me. And she's like, in your dreams? And she goes, and Ellen's like, it must have been in my dreams. I saw her in the window.
Whoa.
Yeah, intelligence check, please.
Just her though, right?
Yeah, intelligence check, Goldie. I mean, everybody else can make it if she doesn't, as she tells them
I
later.
rolled a 43, so that's well under my intelligence.
Yeah, she's on the second floor, and she saw a little white lady outside the window. She's on the second floor. Her bedroom's on the second floor.
Oh, not creepy at all. All right. Oh, no.
Hey, Goldie, what's wrong? You look even whiter than normal now.
Once
Floating
again,
outside, Salem's Lot style, huh?
I was like, well, once again, we got a kid
I
seeing
love
a
that movie.
ghost.
We got a ghost.
We got a kid seeing a ghost, and I relate what I heard the kid saying.
White lady. Yeah. White lady outside the window.
Vampire, I don't know.
Yeah. So you don't get to tell a whole lot. Like Emily is coming down the stairs, so you're like, that kind of stuff. She's coming down the stairs, and she does look like a little concerned. She's coming down the stairs. She goes, "Did you get a hold of?" We'll say you secure some stuff with the Apcots. Just kind of take that as writ. Yeah, they're like, yes, come on over. We'll get the places prepared for you and stuff like that. Julian can't wait to see you, or Maddie, as well. She's a little shaken when she's coming down the stairs, visibly, like everybody can tell.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Did you get a hold of the Apcots? Were you all right?"
Oh, yes.
Possible?
Yes, no problem. Yeah. It'll be good
Excellent.
to see them again. It's been a while since we've seen little Maddie and Julian.
They said they look forward to seeing you. They hoped you could come by, so that's good.
Yeah, same here.
And she's just kind of rubbing her, forehead, and she's like looking around at you all, like, I guess you guys should get going. And will he be back here in the morning? I take it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to take a look at her. She's not looking extra pale or anything, right? Like,
she's a little shaken about what, you don't know what, because Goldie's just kind of mumbled something about the kid said something. She's just a little shaken,
Okay.
She shook.
All right, I'll pull the car around. I'll see you folks in about 2 minutes. All right, out front.
So you pull around the car, bring the car around, stuff like that. But yeah, she gets you guys all together and stuff like that. She goes, I don't know if Miss Apcott has anything prepared for you guys, but I did make some sandwiches earlier. I have some leftovers, and she brings up like a bag of like some sandwiches for you guys to have. And
So kind.
Thank you.
And please, if you need anything, and I do mean anything, please contact us. I mean, where we'll be staying tonight. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
We realize this is a very difficult time. We came out this way to help you. Please keep that in mind. We realize that sometimes and that things are remembered at strange hours of the night. Please don't be shy to reach out.
yes, if you notice something else, feel free to call us. You know where we'll be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Will do. And yeah, she has Apcot's number in the social register, the phone book. Yes, she says, thank you guys so much for coming. I'll look forward to seeing you all in the morning. And she says, have a good evening.
Of course.
Get some rest. All right.
Thank
All right. So you head back to the Apcots, and it is a fairly welcome reunion. They are glad to see you. You guys talk with them and look again throughout the house, that kind of stuff. Julian's very fascinated in what you're hearing about. He's asking 1,000,001 questions. Julian's about 17 now, so you expect him to be like a strapping lad, and of course he's not. He's still sickly looking, still coughs a lot. He's got a few years older, like an inch or so taller, but he's not he's not developed like he should.
He's not dead. That's pretty good for his family. Right?
It is actually. So far, he is beating the odds, right? Yeah, and of course, Maddie, she's what, 11, around 11 now. So she's got out of her precocious stage and more of like a awkward preteen kind of a deal. Got those clothes that don't quite fit. They're that in between stage of clothes, and she's not carrying around the dolly anymore because she doesn't carry around the dolly, but she does keep it in the closet, and she shows it to you there in the closet, and you're looking for the guy, and the guy's gone.
It's no longer damp, right? It's
no longer damp. Wait a minute, it evaporated, didn't it? Yeah, it disintegrated.
Oh,
in the end.
disintegrated. That's right.
Yeah, so we have to retcon that. It's not gone. It's not there anymore. It disintegrated.
That's right.
She doesn't have it anymore. But yeah, you look in the closet and stuff like that. And she's, and the kids tell you it's like the other two have not come back since, the bad man left. Since the bad man took Miss Gordon, the teacher. They got a new teacher now. Yes, obviously, Miss Franklin. She's one of the new teachers now around the area. So you guys are sitting around the table having some sandwiches and some drinks that the Apcots have got out for you, and of course the Apcots got like some cold cold cuts and some crackers and some cheese, something, to have, and maybe warm up some soup. So you guys have something to have with those sandwiches, and you guys are talking, and like Julian's like going a mile a minute in between his wheezing and stuff like that. He's like,
right.
Talking with you guys. What's going on? What did you find? He says, that's all anybody's been talking about is like, those 3 people got killed and now 2 people missing, and his sheriff. He's like honestly, I ain't got a lot of confidence in the sheriff. He seems to be bumbling around here. I've seen him over there, like doing a lot more scratching his head and scratching his butt than more than anything else. I'm literally, like, if we go back to the map, the Apcot house is not that far at all from the cemetery.
You and me both on that confidence thing in the sheriff. Sheriff Taggart missed a lot of stuff.
Gotcha. Do you have your camera with you, Goldie?
Oh yeah, I do.
He says, he looks at you and goes, Goldie, did you take any pictures?
I did, yeah. Hoping to get them developed at some point in the near future.
He says, we can fix up something down in the cellar maybe to develop them.
Nice and dark down there? That would be amazing. Thank you.
He said, let's work on that. Let's work on that together. He's all excited. He wants to help you with it. He's all excited about helping with developing the pictures.
Getting a child involved in the investigation, sure, why not? There's
and Amelia and Allison are both kind of about it, but you're like, I don't know.
Hell house for a good long time and still does. I mean, at this point, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever, kid.
Exactly, right?
You've been through worse. Your teacher was possessed by a wizard, a German wizard at that. Like you've seen enough things.
We're totally fine with it.
He's got a 300-year-old family death curse on him. He's like one of us.
Yeah, you can drink, smoke, and shoot. I don't care.
Exactly. And you guys are all smoking, so you probably all coughing. Not as bad as Julian, but not you got the wheeze.
Oh yeah, you got a cough. You should start smoking. That'll help clear it up.
9 out of 10 doctors do recommend Chesterfield. So
it's that.
That menthol just opens everything up.
Get the sinuses going. Exactly. Oh my God! Then get the 13-year-old, 17-year-old kids started on a 3-pack a day habit. Nice.
Hey, I started smoking when I was 14, so. I don't smoke anymore, but hey.
Exactly. Nice. So yeah, he does. He goes down, because there's a lot of open space down there. Down in that one area over by the coal bin and stuff like that. It's pretty much open area. He can set up like a card table, and I don't think we said that you did, but it's just a couple chemicals here. I'm sure you probably packed it with you because it's your camera. It's your job, it's your livelihood. So yeah, we can fix that up and make like a dark room kind of an area. you have like a red bulb or whatever it is that you need to screw into the cellar light downstairs, and they can start working on that together with you. And Julian can help you with that as well. He's very excited. Anybody else going down while she develops film?
I will.
I am happy to share like the process with everyone. Assuming that basically we can maintain, it has to be dark in here during this process.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to operate under a hood. We can have red lights at this stage, but understand you're probably not going to be seeing much. It's just going to be a lot of me beacon and me describing. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll stay and chat with Amelia.
All right, so you'll stay upstairs and pass the time, chat with Amelia and Allison.
I'll stay.
Maybe Maddie.
Yeah.
You're doing what, Johnny?
Oh, I'll eat the sandwiches and drink the sherry.
There, drink the sherry. Yeah, it is some really nice old sherry. It's very aged, very good. So yeah, talk with the old ladies and young Maddie. Maddie's just cute as a button, again. But yeah, she's walking around with you guys and talking and keeping up to date, telling you about Miss Franklin, how she's not near as nice as Miss Gordon was. She's a mean old teacher. Nobody likes her. We miss Miss Gordon. Too bad you guys had her got her possessed and all that stuff. But whatever. We'll let that go. But we're not bitter at all. But I mean, you're thinking for a minute, it's like, damn. Yeah. What is your photography skill there, Goldie? I'm trying to decide we want to use that or something else to actually develop the film.
It is a 65. So.
It is a 65. Yeah, let's do that. And I want a luck roll. What's your luck?
Let's luck.
Don't forget, you would have added 20 to it from last game.
Okay. So that does improve things greatly. So it's a 60.
Good. That's right on the button what I thought it would have been. So it's a 60. So yeah, let's since the photography is a little higher, let's go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
As you're processing the film down here, and I think we got Father Michael down here with you and Julian. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a regular success. I got a 57.
Excellent. So you're going through the lacquer, you're dipping it through the chemicals and stuff like that, and putting it in different bins. You got you're using basically some washboard bins.
Sure.
That it's best that you can work with down here.
Yeah.
It's like the laundry bins.
Yeah, it's like I need a shallow pan for this. I need a
exactly.
Pan for that.
And like a cookie pan for that. A baking pan for this.
Yeah.
And you're making do with what you got. So you're putting it all together. And the one thing is you notice right off the bat, it's like the first picture you took was like the
it was the well,
the doorway, with the tarp over it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you took a picture of the well and you got that. I'm sorry, you got the picture of the well and the spike, and that comes through. But the picture where you figure would be like the doorway and the tarp and stuff like that. When you take that and develop it turns into a completely different scene. And I need you to make me a power check when you're doing this.
Okay, not so awesome. Okay. I did make it pretty well. That's a 15.
Perfect. So when you're making it, you're getting a weird energy drain feeling. So actually lose 2 magic points.
Oh, okay.
When you're developing this.
Okay.
And you get a really weird feeling, you kind of have to hold on to the table for a second, to keep from falling over. Kind of a deal. And as it's slowly developing and coming into focus here, you are seeing, instead of the entrance, you are seeing this.
Okay. All right. I take a moment basically and say,
Father Michael and you both seeing this, and I'll roll for Julian as well. Everybody roll their sanity, please.
Oh, too late. Including me.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh,
Father Michael, I'm gonna
I
roll for
think I
Julian.
just
as well.
failed that. Hang on. Crap.
I did not make my sanity roll.
I failed mine too.
Woo-hoo. Oh, nice.
Holy.
Let me roll for Julian here.
So the 3 people in that image, do we have a description of the deceased?
Yeah, it matches those 3.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Julian actually makes his. He's a little taken back. Julian made his. But the rest of you guys lose 2. Father Michael and Goldie,
Okay.
you lose 2 sanity.
I don't.
And he's like, is this from a costume party or something? Did you get that mixed in your? What is that?
Yeah, Julian. I take all kinds of photos, and sometimes, I don't develop between all of my gigs. Yeah, that must have gotten in there on accident.
Okay. Do you tell him?
Do I tell him what?
You haven't developed the rest of the film yet. Are you letting him see the rest of the film that's been developed? The other scenes in the house, in the room?
So what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to go, it's been a really long night. I need a second. The fumes are just getting to me. I'm not operating with a hood. I'm sorry. Let's go upstairs real quick.
Okay.
I will take the photo with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say, yeah, no. Boston's a real weird place, kid. You'll see all kinds of when you're in
be
Boston.
careful. Gotta be careful, Boston. Yeah.
I will go up with this photo and basically say, hey folks, first photo out of the thing.
Do you show Amelia and Allison as well?
Well, I don't want to show Maddie. I don't want to show the family. What I will show is my compatriots and basically say,
get them together. Okay.
Yeah.
What you got there?
Yeah, we'll have a real laugh at this. This is clearly I've made a mistake of some sort.
No, you got it perfect. That's the undead hobo. Good job. We tried these gold cups. They're delicious.
I know.
He looks like he could use one of those sandwiches. But, I'm just saying.
I'm not feeling super good. I think I'll pass on that.
Look, you can tell. Look, that hobo don't even have clothes. My God, he's clearly. That's the guy we got to put down right there, and his white dog too.
His white dog.
Oh Lord.
These are delicious, by the way. I love them with Sherry. Oh, so good.
It is very good, Sherry.
I love these little glasses too. I love this place.
The little bitty glasses. Yeah, it is a nice house, Alice. It needs a radio, but other than that, yeah. There we are. So I feel this is a good place to stop. What do you think? We're about 3.5 hours in, almost.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
This is a good cliffhanger kind of spot, I think.
Yeah, you guys should just fill me in, so I don't have to make a sanity check.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you two go ahead and make that sanity check when you look at the mirror.
Okay, yeah.
It won't be quite as bad because you didn't see it. 1. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, you didn't have to see it in the dark.
What's the problem here?
Actually manifest in the lacquer, right? Yeah. In the dark room. Johnny, okay, you two are fine. So yeah.
Really irks me is that undead hobo.
Here we go.
All the tools on the ground, messed the whole shop up, and he's still on the loose.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have this kind of order.
It's true.
I just turned to the Abcat to say, sorry, he's on a an undead hobo kick lately.
Well, you guys are probably like gone to a place where you guys talk to each other, like in the study or something.
They probably heard it from anywhere in the house.
Gotcha. And Father Michael, you did bring your books with you.
I did,
So
yeah.
We'll stay over that night, and I can give it to you later. Is what you're digging everything up that you can on vampires out of your books, and
Nice.
I can give that to you in chat, stuff like that. So I'll give you what the scenarios version of vampire lore is.
Ooh.
So you'll have that to use from your occult books knowledge. Yeah, I think this is a good cliffhanger kind of spot to leave on. This is like the da-da-da kind of spot. Not only has that happened, but Goldie's now found like a connection somehow to the supernatural. She doesn't know if she's doing it or if the camera's doing it or what, but something is, she's getting a really weird feeling. Yeah, again, that magic point leaving you, you're like, you did something. Again, you don't know whether it was you or a camera. You don't know what. Something's not right anymore.
Hey, Goldie,
Yeah.
if you're manifesting that undead hobo, could you please manifest some pants for him? That dry ass set of burns in my face is making me lose my appetite.
That's a true chapped ass right there, right?
Oh yeah, because this is exactly what I had in mind for this adventure. This is what I wanted. No, not even close. Not in the slightest.
So do you develop the rest of the film downstairs?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I absolutely do.
So you do that and you lose another 2 points of magic.
Oh.
And so you've lost 4. As you take it, like all the scenes of that workshop area, you're seeing like scenes of this thing just literally tear the people apart and like drinking the blood as it's coming down into its mouth. Just truly horrific stuff. And you lose another 2 sanity. Yeah.
All right. So I've lost 4 in this particular scene. All right. So
2 scenes, but yeah.
I will do my best to shield the family, especially Julian, from this, knowing that there's bullshit. Bull poop afoot in my camera, and it's sanity, shearing bull poop, and so I don't want the kid exposed to this. So, I will basically pawn off that first photo is basically just a fluke. I take photos of all kinds of things, like I said, and then when he's distracted or redirected towards another party member, go back down and do the rest. Develop them, lose that sanity down there, get real quiet, finish my flask in the dark, collect my photos, and then come back out.
Yeah. So when you show like Father Michael the photos of like them drinking the blood, it's just confirming it to Father Michael. So he's going to be coming through the books for all his vampire lore and knowledge and stuff like that. So that's cool. Yeah,
Father Michael, do these vampires can they turn into like white dogs? I mean, is that a thing? Or white ladies that hang around in windows? Is that a thing?
Aren't real. Vampires are not real.
They're totally not real.
I mean, neither were undead hobos until a few minutes ago.
Here, I can roll for occult again.
Go for it.
Oh Lord, hang on. Let me see.
Don't forget, you got like a 75 occult.
Yeah. I rolled a 41 out of a 7.
So that's like a hard success. You're like, they can change into bats, wolves, mist.
Oh wow! Really?
We all watched Dracula last year. We all watched it at the beach. We all watched it at the Bijou. Bela Lugosi at his best. You didn't get to see the much more superior Spanish version, but it was much better. Actually, the Spanish version was much better than the Bela Lugosi version, but much more moody. But it talked about all that stuff.
Yep.
Father, I gotta say, I really respect the op research that you do. It's amazing. I mean, I'm clearly you as a Catholic. I assume the occult will do the opposition, right? So all the stuff that you know about it, it's just that's amazing. If I knew that much about my competition, I would be number one in taxi driving.
Your air quotes are killing me, brother. I love it. Yeah, so you'll be like spending the night thumbing through your big tome of occult knowledge that you got, and I'll give you some stuff that you got from that for the next game. You'll be spending a long restless night doing that. Goldie's going to be spending a long restless night trying to remember her Jewish prayers. Does a Torah work instead of a cross? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Whatever works, right?
I don't care what God responds, so long as it's not this thing's God. So
we just need a God, a functioning God. That's all we need.
Yeah.
That's all fun stuff. Oh, don't forget, there is that priest here.
Yep.
In town. Yeah. There could be some info.
Yeah.
So he is Episcopalian, which diet Catholic, but Catholic light, as I say, is I am Episcopalian. It's like all the ritual, none of the guilt. It's what I call
Hey, as Father Michael and I are laying in bed, and I ask again if I can borrow your extra crucifix. Hey, thank you. That's thank you very much. It seems a little small, but all right. Do you think those last four names? I mean, you didn't have a chance to cross them off, right? So maybe one of them is the vampire.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
If we look at those graves, right? Maybe that's where that sucker's hanging out because hobos don't have homes, so he's probably back in a hole in the ground.
It's got to go back where it belonged, right? It's got to go back. That's the lore, right? It has to be in its native soil, right?
If out tomorrow during daylight, he'll naturally,
back in its
shrivel
native
up, right?
soil.
I mean, he's already quite shriveled. I can see from this photograph. You notice how his ass cheeks are different sizes? That's very strange to me.
I feel like the Boston hobos I've met are not the Boston hobos you have met, Johnny. I don't understand.
When you're taxi driving, you meet the most amazing hobos. It's true. Cornucopia and depth and scope of hobodom is amazing. Don't get me started.
I'm dead. I'm totally
It's already started.
The hobo.
Oh my God. That's the best. That is the absolute best. All right. So on that note, people, we are going to stop it and we will take our next session like the next morning and we'll do a fresh investigation in North Ashfield, Franklin County, and Greenfield. And we will start there.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you guys for watching and thank you all for playing. I love you all players. You're some of the best. And that's why you're picked.
Say hi.
Bye-bye.
Great game. Had a great summer.
Thank you.